now.
Oh God, I shot myself.
Yeah, I shot myself too.
I heard that.
You should have, because you should have heard that.
Nice.
Because we are now live, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
How are we all doing? Hi, welcome to the show.
Massive zip there.
Whereabouts?
It's so big.
Is that why you were putting makeup on?
First of all, it's not makeup, Richard. Although there's nothing wrong with wearing makeup.
No,
to
you're
see things
no.
if
I,
you choose to do so.
I agree.
Put it on.
I'm just wondering why.
I'll show you. I use this stuff, right? This is to kind of tone your skin.
Sponsored by.
Then I use cleanser because that cleanses your skin.
We are not sponsored by anyone in this.
And I've done some of this stuff because this helps with spots.
Yes.
Do you want me to keep going because I've got quite a long.
Yeah. This is why the viewers come on to watch. It's for skincare techniques. This is what Florium is. Florium, as in.
Skincare techniques from the turtle.
That was other stuff that I
Yeah.
used. That was stuff good.
Yeah, because the turtle needs all the skincare techniques.
They use a lot of it'll be like
Aloe vera.
aloe vera is very good. You get cocoa butter.
Oh,
That's good for dry skin.
see, now you're talking. Now, actually, I feel bad now for my earlier comments. We're on here. Cocoa butter for sure.
God.
Hi.
Gaming.
Yeah, Sanity Check Gaming here. Thanks for coming in and joining in for episode 15 of the World of Florium as we start to come in. As you'll see, episode 15, we have failed the best sales test, whatever that may be. I have just been reminded of it. So, without further ado, we have a lot of people here. We'll say hi, everybody. Because we have we have an intro video now for introducing characters and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
David,
Everybody
how
has.
are you doing, my friend? How are you? You okay?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Not bad, mate. Anything interesting happen over the weekend?
Not much.
No, off the top of your head, you can't think. No.
Nah, nothing whatsoever.
Nope.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Just seems like such a quiet time.
It was a quiet night. Yeah, it was a quiet night. It was a peaceful life. And we have
It was a peaceful life at that engagement party.
that. That is true. The engagement part was nice. From there we have James, who doesn't like to be called Jim, so we're calling him James from now on. Hi, James.
Hi, my name's Jim and I'm
You don't. You literally failed at the three things. One, I called you James. Two, you went and called yourself Jim. And three, I told you didn't need to do character intros because we have that specifically for the video. Anyway, moving swiftly on.
A few times he doesn't mind being called Jim.
Yeah, this is true. Jimmy Jim.
Hi.
Yeah.
Good call.
God damn it, Leon. And we have Lee, our very other capable DM and GM who has decided he doesn't want to play this game anymore, so he's going to get a bow out as quickly as he fucking can. Hi, Lee.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I love it. Hi, Leon. How are you? Here's
I thought we were going to put the thing on.
We're only here for Leon anyway. Don't worry.
I'm
No.
only here for Leon.
Yeah, I'm.
Okay,
To be
I thought
fair,
everyone was here for Scott.
so the only reason I run this game
Well,
is
I'm
for
here
Leon.
for Melgrim, but the person I'm here
Yeah,
for.
we're yeah, no.
Look at
He's,
his-
Doesn't care about Scott. Scott can go fuck himself.
yeah, he's here for Scott, but he's really thinking of Leon.
God didn't turn up for the expanse yesterday. Didn't even lurk.
I know, shocking.
I know what's going on.
I
here.
had very important sleep to get to.
I lurked.
We actually guessed that you were asleep. We actually,
Yeah, we-
I bet you
we
were
guessed that.
I did look. And because if you look at the episode 15 number, the name of the episode 15, we have the token female. Hello! How are we?
Hello.
Are you okay?
That's me. Yes.
Yep, that's
definitely
you.
gonna get more women to play when we'd have felt when there was the token.
I know.
Grace
Clearly. Yeah.
Are the Insanity Chicks, Overlord and Master and CEO. For without her, the sun does not shine, the grass does not grow.
Yes, none
Yeah,
of the stuff we're saying is representative of anything the Sanity Check Gaming believes in. So,
I believe in nothing.
yes, we believe in everything
Not
and hate everybody
even
equally.
Oxygen.
We hate everybody equally. And from there we
Yes,
move
I
on
hate
to,
everyone.
for everyone here who's watching for the Melgrim Stan, hello, we have the Melgrim, we have Scott. Hi Scott, how you doing?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I've just realised I broke my own rule there saying that because at the end of the day we have an intro video for that kind of very thing. So anyway, without further ado, has anyone got anything they
Only
want to
if
talk
someone
about?
would remind you of it.
Anybody before we go ahead and talk about anything? Is there anything we want to mention before we go ahead? Like, so
Yeah,
I'd mentioned
I'm kind of jealous.
what
Because we don't get the over the top elaborate intro like Rachel does.
this is
I
true.
mean, I can do one for you if you want.
I'm
I didn't want the elaborate intro.
I mean, if anything, she looked
Made me
uncomfortable
even more
before to go
awkward than I
yeah,
actually
yeah.
am.
It's the more I think about it, we probably singled it out. But again, mentioning the token female thing probably didn't help.
Which is even worse.
Yeah, for sure. I can only imagine. I
All
can
I'm
only
saying
imagine.
is there's 3 women in my group.
Everybody's showing off now is because at the time we females joined and I was clearly not a favourite, so made me feel better about myself. And on that depressing note,
Time and you know it.
I know, and on that depressing note, let's move on to this intro. This
If it
is the
just
world of
wasn't for your
Valorian.
face.
Quick, it's still more make them cry harder for the internet.
I'm not doing it anymore. So we go
This would be
here.
this would be like when Scott fell asleep on Scream, and Scream, we can use this as well.
Yeah,
Give us your tears.
Yeah,
Give us them.
1,000 views.
and let's dive into the
Scott
world
was
of
popular
Valorian
on Scream.
because I'm hated and nobody loves me. And we're back. Just make sure everybody's speaking so we can hear. I haven't muted everybody. Excellent. So, who remembers where we left off?
Please someone give me a recap because I can't remember anything.
Why are you so quiet?
We left off on the last time we did. There we go.
Thank you. Yes, well played. Chat would like to put in exactly where we left off because everybody seems to have forgotten.
We left off where not me, Nyla had a sign from the god of the sea.
Did she now? Yes.
Yeah.
Washed up from the sea.
Who remembers who
and
the
it was
canon name for this
sign-
bird?
The tree gull.
The Treagle. There we go.
Treagle, that was it, yeah.
Very well remembered, guys.
Yeah.
I had an awesome shot.
Yes.
Done.
I'd be worried if I was the one that forgot it.
Yeah.
We also have a new code word if anybody remembers.
Yes. Who remembers the new password to make sure that none of you are changelings apart from the one you have in your group?
And some
Noodles.
of you don't know.
This will be an interesting session.
Hang on.
Muslims refuse to learn it every time. They know Melgrim. No one can behave like Melgrim.
If anything, if Melgrim got it right, I'd be nervous.
This is true. So,
Right, Melgrim's been acting very weird. He's been nice to all of you.
yeah, well, I'm not asking you to roll right now, guys. And to be fair with you, that was a wasted. That was a wasted nat 20.
If you can remember it is.
I suppose Nyla.
This entire session.
Yep, Nyla. If you would like to, message privately Leon the password because he got a nat 20 on his history, which I did not ask him to roll.
I literally said it out loud like a minute ago.
I know.
I
I
got you.
never heard of.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Ronan will never know.
So, yes, where did we leave off? Yes, you realised after discovering, well, within the Book of Poisons and other things based on alchemy and potions, you found out the poison, the foot dude, is a false death. Is a false death to your friend who almost died, Gaz, and the friend who probably, maybe nearly did die, Ralph, the cleric war turtle that we have here. After going back, finding and getting to him and realising that he is indeed alive, you went from there, decided to find out where the rest of these changelings have gone and been, if they're still around, and split the party, because splitting the party is always fun. From there, you have discovered some interesting things about the Mielenstoff mansion that is based in Aboded here, where you bumped into a rather obnoxious, considering the character Nyla, a rather obnoxious halfling private dick, we'll call them, called Colin Umbridge.
I wasn't exactly very.
You weren't exactly very you weren't exactly.
Milo was really annoying. Let's face it.
Right, I'd like to point out, Rich, you did not kill this guy or attack him
Yeah, you.
much at all.
There's growth in there. Your
once.
character has
I
growth.
threatened him somewhat by lifting him up like
No,
that. but I
threatening
didn't,
is different.
Like,
Threatening is
physically-
fine.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's
don't
why I
want
said
your
you
head
didn't
off him,
attack
though.
him much at all.
So, from
I
there.
wasn't violent. No.
Yeah, so from there, you went back to the ship after a couple of discussions of what to do and where to go next. It is early morning. What do you do?
After we're kind of healed up and that, I'll be down to 4 in the level of exhaustion. So Ralph is certainly going to say, group, that I'm going to spend the day on the ship Castle Mendon on any particular parts that are broken. If you want me to come with you, you're going to have to push me in some kind of barrel. But otherwise, if someone wants to stay here, we'll put up the game plan so it's hard for people to get in, and I'll just spend the day fixing the ship up.
What about if I put little wheels on your shell and then just roll you around?
Then I'll kill you.
Can
if you
any-
try that. I'm
can
only
anybody
joking,
else-
guys.
I can't hear you.
Yeah,
Leon, you did seem like you were talking like for another room there, mate. What mic are you using?
Just my.
There we go.
There you
That's
go.
that's
I
better.
think it's 'cause
Oh, so he moved it because he was slurping his noodles a second ago.
Yeah, I get it.
fine.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, so
He
you
was
asked
having
me
his
wheels on
noodles.
the shelf. That would be the same as drilling wheels into your spine. Because this shell, although I make jokes, it is actually part of my body. So it would be agonizingly painful for me if you were to do that. Much
What
like
about-
if I added hooks to your hand.
Okay,
So that's plan B.
that's plan B.
I'm going to call
As
it
in
a
hooks
plan
to your
F.
hand. I
No, I
would
was
say maybe plan D, but you know.
Yeah. Anything with, but any part of my bones getting anything drilled in them is not really going to happen unless it's really, really necessary.
Is everyone up, or is it just me and Gaz at this point?
Well, I would imagine it would be Gaz, Nyla, and Ralph that are currently up there now because no one else has spoken.
I had a brief
Well,
conversation about the
Melgrim is
goddess of the
up.
ocean.
Because he was the last watch.
Okay, that's fine. So Melgrim will be up here. Oh, that's right. You were cooking. You were being nice.
I was telling Ralph about my experience with the
Yes, this is right. You're also explaining the.
The Kriegel, yeah, and I explained about the goddess of the ocean, Shima,
Yes.
and what it means.
Anyone for Treagull soup?
Yeah, I'm with a Kriegel soup.
There's
Do you
enough
still
blood.
have the
Okay.
skull?
You don't have the skull.
Yeah, you didn't. The tree gull that was shot wasn't there. This was a joke. It disappeared. If there was, I mean, the Iron Oak Ocean is a horrendously dangerous place. So the fact is, I would be surprised if that bird was still there after 5 hours, let alone 12 or 18.
I
think
was gonna take it with me when I found it, but I forgot to tell you.
Yeah, that's true. Don't worry about it. You can. I'm certain you will come across another one at some point. If this is the way you're going, you're answering to the goddess of the sea.
No.
Need to wait until we make a fish and chips.
Yeah.
She spoke to Nyla. She feels it in her heart.
No. If you are truly interested,
I would have taken my arrow back when Nyla wasn't looking.
Well, funnily enough, the arrow was missing. Is gone. Yeah.
And that was my best arrow as well.
Okay, now it's mystery meat soup.
The mystery
Sounds perfect.
surprise
I
meat
can
soup.
tell you, it's no rat.
It's surprise. It's a surprise meat soup. The surprise is it's completely vegetable.
I'm also gonna say, Nyla, if you're truly interested in learning about Shima, I can make you a religious focus, and I can show you how to pray to her. I can't guarantee she'll speak to you, but I can teach you some of my religion if you're truly interested.
That would be amazing. But it's like I said, she already spoke to me, but she spoke through the sea.
Well,
Through a bird.
I'll construct you a religious focus over the next few days. Yeah, just if you can give me something that has some meaning to you, or we can maybe purchase something from town that you like.
That's why I wanted the skull.
If you want to kill some more birds, I guess I can use that. That's up to you.
Ronan, can you get her a bird?
It has to be specifically the treagle, yes? Treagle, whatever the fuck.
It's canon.
I get off this point and last night I did a really cool shot. I got a bird right through it. Say, oh shit! I'm
Right
sorry. I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
That's right.
You could have never made that shot anyway, Ronan.
I can never make that shot. No, for a million years. And I
That would never
look
happen.
at Janice.
Yeah.
What are you looking at me for? I've got no idea what you're talking about.
Good man.
We should probably make a decision as a group on where we're headed next, right?
Nyla, you said when you spoke to that officer Dick guy that he was going to be hanging out somewhere so we could talk to him?
Yes, his name is Colin. And you go
You
the
say-
pub.
Yes.
He's gone to a pub.
Do you remember the name of the pub? There's only the one pub anyway. You should know it.
I've just written the pub.
You've been there a few
Wait,
times.
isn't there the pub that
It's the Rubber
a
Duck.
good friend here pointing at Gaz, who's
Yes.
absolutely naked and danced about?
Spent all of our money.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
remember that, guys?
If I remember correctly, it is the Rubber Duck pub.
You know what?
Rubber
It's
Duck.
I'd hope you
little
would
bit-
remember.
you know what? It's a little bit patchy, to be honest.
It was a good time,
But
yeah.
they remember.
You had a good
They
time.
remember me more than I remember them.
Yeah, you had a good time though.
Yeah,
You remember
that's
the.
fine.
They will sing of your antics for months.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Yeah,
they're going
I
to
hope
forget
so.
you anytime
Oh,
soon.
for sure. Yeah.
I also recall seeing you lying through a really, really awkward lane with no bottoms on. I wonder what you were doing there in the pervy lane.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Uh-huh. Explain yourself, young man.
I
Make a wisdom
remember
check.
having
Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
I'm gonna go into
19.
You remember stumbling into a back alley at some point. For what reason, you have
really?
not a clue.
I'm going to go up to Gaz and put my hand on his shoulder and says, "Oh, it's alright. I'm sorry I would have done something like that before, including me. I've done it a few times."
Look, to be honest, the hangover hasn't really subsided, or that
To a
might.
gnome.
It's weird. My head does hurt. It might be from the hangover. It might be from you guys almost killing me. You know.
It may be the foot,
it's
dude.
fuzzy.
You have no idea.
It's fuzzy.
In defense of Gaz, I don't think anybody did anything to him in that alleyway.
Well, he might have done
Thanks,
something
Malcolm.
to someone else.
I mean, look at him. Who'd want him? No belly, no beard, six-pack and muscles everywhere.
Thanks, Malcolm.
Do dwarves
Just
just
a
have a natural
thumbs
ability
up.
for vicious mockery?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just part of their.
Yeah, if you take 2 psychic damage, no. Yeah, so like I say, you have a couple of leads. Strangely enough, a new lead from when you were over at the Maelstoff mansion. From
Why are you guys wanting to speak to Colin?
Well, the lady that lives there. No, she never told me her name, did she?
Yeah.
she has,
Lives at the Rubber
you know, she's a Maelstoff though. She didn't introduce herself as
Okay,
Lady
so-
Maelstoff.
Ronan's love, Avril, lived in that house up there. I'm just going to point it in the right direction. And I went to give her stuff back, so he didn't have to face them. And, well, the lady that lives there said she'd never heard of an Avril before. And, which was, quite concerning, considering she's like a huge name in the Maelstoff family.
She's a Maelstoff.
So I was just wondering if she was actually really her. But then
Oh,
he said the Maelstoffs aren't there very often.
or she could be.
The house was robbed. Actually, that was
Yeah.
the reason that she was so upset. Because a police guy was there. He
Yeah.
was, friendly-ish.
Did they mention what
I
was
may have.
robbed?
Say what?
Did they mention what was robbed?
Everything.
Yeah, everything was robbed.
There's nothing left.
No.
Yeah, the house was cleared.
Then we went back. They went back down to
If
find a way in to see if we can try and talk to the old crone, and
if something
Perhaps we should speak to this Colin then.
Well, if something was robbed, then surely they must be selling it, right? Wouldn't it be better to go to?
So how long ago
some kind of
they stole these items, but that's not
That's
a
the
bad
thing.
place
We
to
don't
start.
actually know because
No,
she's
we
been,
would know
they've
that.
been gone for quite a while.
I wonder.
I think if we went,
You didn't see me ask Colin many questions.
I asked Colin lots of questions, I'll have you know.
Whether they were right questions is another matter. Where is she?
if we went to
Let me hang upside down, hang up. Where is she?
I think we should go to the ducky rubber duck place and see what's going there.
I think you were going to
Don't know
joke
if
there,
we should
James, and
all
then
go
stopped after.
just based on the
So-
fact that there's 6 of us and only one of him.
I'm going to stay here. I'll board up the ship best I can and get it repaired.
So that is an
Uh,
astute
no.
thing to say, Nyla, considering the fact that you were supposed to meet him in the pub yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. He said he was one of the. Was it an investigator? Or
Yeah,
some kind
he
of,
said he is a private investigator within. He helps the law enforcement with stuff like this that the town's guards just can't really investigate
well-
because they're not paid to do that.
I'm sure if he's not local, they'll know where he is. So he shouldn't be too hard to track down. And
Why don't
also,
you
what,
message him and
I
just
know.
say that I apologise for not going last night because I had a lot of information to tell you guys, and that I will come and meet him today.
no, I think maybe it's good for you to go and find him rather than me, who's heavily injured and not my best to waste all my protection.
Yeah.
So you guys
Fair
don't have to
enough.
walk so much.
So this is going to be
Fair enough.
this is going to be a Ralph Light episode, and we'll probably see Lee sleeping at some point.
It's fine, I'm going to get him a wheelbarrow and he can come with us.
No. As you say, this is totally up to Ralph.
Well,
Okay,
I was
who's
gonna
coming with
say,
me?
what I was gonna say is, but Gaz made a good point of selling the furniture. There's gonna have to be some broker, or at least somebody help them take it from their house to the docks or somewhere.
Or
So someone
perhaps
knows
they're
something.
stored on a ship.
well,
That's my point. But
They might-
big items are noticeable as they go down the street. If it was
Yeah.
done at night, you'd be like, oh, You'd look out the window. Oh, there's somebody taking a cab. There's somebody taking a cat. They clean out
Not
the
if
house.
they're invisible.
And to be
but
fair,
okay.
the streets
There-
have been very busy at night when we've been in this town.
That's a very valid point you make, Mildred. Very astute of you. Now you mention.
They-
Suspiciously busy, one might say, actually.
Well, yeah, that's quiet. I mean,
So, but I will need that barrel.
I've been speaking about this place for a long time, for a few months anyway. Well,
Yeah, I suggest we
What
put up
we
with
should do-
dangerous and unpredictable people go and interview the lawman, and our more stable and sensible people should go and
That
look for
would
the
be
chest of
me.
drawers.
Just throwing this out here. Why don't we screw this and go and find Ralph's baby eggs?
I would like to be my best by the time we get there, so I'm willing to wait a day or two.
Oh, it's fine. I'm sure the eggs will wait. The trail won't go cold at all.
But I mean, we already know where they are. They're on the Passion Tunnel. Do I know how far this island is away from the kind of main points of the Empire?
The Akus. Yeah, it's maybe a week and a half travel.
Actually, no, Milgram's right. We should just go. Screw this bullshit. Let's just
To
leave.
be fair, over the past couple of days that we've been here, I remember that it started off there wasn't going to be a lot of travel going out. There was like storms and that. Does it look as if the ship travel has been picking up during the time we've been here, and that more ships are leaving, or is it still the same?
Good shout. Give us a perception check, my friend.
While you're doing that, I'm actually going to talk to the group. Perhaps it would be a good idea if we seen if there was any people that need either passage or goods transported, and that way we can at least have some money as well. If there's been less trade, then
I'm
perhaps
sure-
things look us to take things off.
I'm
That's a
sure
good idea.
someone
Sure that would
travels
do
with
nice.
very expensive furniture right now.
I was thinking more just the size of the island, but perhaps we can make some money, and that would perhaps be easier. Maybe if they want us to change something to the Passion Tunnel. I don't know what the goods and services of this island are. Sorry, I talked over there, David.
Turtle eggs?
Yeah, no worry. I hadn't spoke just yet. I landed at 12.
12.
I gave him guidance, by the way.
You've been on the island now round about 4 or 5 days. The weather has certainly now started to clear up. In fact, it's a little bit brighter. It's probably brighter than you've seen it since you've been on the island of Akus. But
With the way the weather's
travel,
turning-
you can't see a lot of ships on the distance or the horizons.
Okay then. With the way the weather's been turning, we don't know if there's been much travel away from here yet. We might not have a choice but to stay, and if we're gonna be here, we might as well try and just help out where we can. It's They may be in danger, they may not be, it's-
Changeling.
The ship also does need repair, so I am going to spend
Yeah.
some time doing that. That was we were told specifically that.
Yeah.
So while you find a barrel to come back and get me, I will do some light repairs.
and not to put too much damper note in it. I've only got like 20 gold in my pocket.
You
Like,
don't
I'm
have a
not
lot of
exactly
gold. Yeah, this is
rolling
true.
in it.
Now, from the discussion,
Where's Daphne?
Oh yeah, sure.
I was
she
never
ran
by any
away.
of that. So.
yeah,
She ran away.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Where's our friend, my friend who enhanced my ability with her angelic presence? What happened to her?
Yeah, well, we were at Ronan's house and she ran away.
No, I feel there's a bit more to that story than she just ran away. Like
This is
she
true.
was a strong fighter. She was capable. It caused her to leave.
Someone said something to her that upset her and she ran away because she'd been lied to and wasn't happy about it.
Insight check.
oh no, she's telling the truth. Yeah, you could,
That's
I know she
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
she's telling the truth.
yeah.
But with somebody lied to her. Insight check is to see what.
Oh yeah. If you wanted to, yeah, roll an insight check, Nyla. If you want to use performance or deception.
Never mind. I got a nat one. I
You-
believe what you just did.
Wait a minute.
Unless I roll in that one.
Yeah,
This
that's.
is that one. Just an
Oh my god, I did!
What did you? 4?
I'm
does that mean?
kidding you!
That one.
I think
for
that
an
means we
eight.
all know she's a changeling.
Yeah. What for? For an 8?
She sneezes and turns into a changeling
So
and
you-
then turns back.
Is it for an 8?
That one for an 8.
Oh shit, what are the chances?
Okay, so As soon as you say that and you go, huh, really? And there's an awkward silence for a good 3 minutes between them as they look at each other.
You feel the cog, you feel
The
the
street-
cogs turning.
yeah.
And you're like, we can talk about that more later. I can message her, make sure she's okay, but perhaps she'll come back to us one day.
Yeah, you're poorly still, you know, you need to lie down, have a rest.
For sure.
Well, a minute ago, you wanted me to send two just a random dab. Now I have to save my pals. I appreciate
I
that.
didn't realise sending messages was that hard work.
So,
Right.
with that
I'll do that.
intense that intense interrogation. Yes, you have a number of things now. Going back to what you were saying, Lee, about the ship repair. Yes, mending is certainly something that can be done. However, there are certain things that would need materials to do to go with the mending. Is what I was meaning to be saying to you. It's not all mending is going to have to be some ship thing. And again,
Yeah,
Daphne
sounds broken,
was
like,
your Daphne was your carpenter, unfortunately. But
Okay.
some of the likes of patching up the holes, maybe it's more the sails. The sails are in bad condition, so if you're going to have any chance of getting there quick or on time, picking up wind and so to speak, the sails will need a good bit of repairing. Some of them are really big tears and holes. Mending wouldn't really do for you, so it's either buy a new sail or try and repair as best as you can hodgepodged. Other bits are holes in the thing where you can go, because like I say, it's the Ionoc Ocean. There's no water. You're not going to take on water, so the fact of having holes in the side is not the biggest of deals. However,
I was more concerned
for
that
protection,
creatures don't-
yeah, for protection, that's the difference. Yeah,
I could go back to my house and see if I've got any spare linen lying about for the sales.
but that is not a bad shout. Like I say, there's probably a good chance you will have linen back there. That's actually a really good point. So.
Let's go raid your mother's house.
Well-
So if she does return, we have completely taken everything she owns. We should burn it down on the way out as well, so that she knows you're safe.
Oh my god. Oh.
Speak to this Colin and see
Burning
if there's a
down my
reward
house.
for finding this stuff.
Ralph didn't really say that, man. That would be ridiculous.
Though funny.
I think you've got a point there, Malcolm. Some of us should go. Nyla, you should probably come with to see Colin as well. You're the only one from our group that he knows, unless you think he wouldn't like seeing you there.
I know we're great friends.
Insight check, no.
Excellent.
So,
And of course, Melgrim is the bestest of making friends now.
yeah,
We
so
go way back.
so what is the plan of attack here, so to speak? Is
I just want to see
Lee,
if there's a reward.
I'm assuming, Lee, are you going with Ronan?
No, I'm going to stay in the ship, and when I'm assuming Roland's going to come back with a barrel of some kind because my speed is halved, and it's going to take fucking ages to get anywhere with me.
I get you.
But I will just spend time doing some
Repairing
minor
the ship,
repair
yeah, okay.
I'll do that. I'll come home. I'll come back with a barrel full of equipment and that too.
So you'll
Yeah.
go to the house, that's no problem. Is anyone
Yeah.
going with Ronan when he's going up to the house? Excellent. So
Changelings, guys. Changelings.
Yeah.
Changelings. The
Well,
buddy method, guys.
I have to go and meet Colin.
Yeah,
now
this is
because
true.
He doesn't know the other two. So.
So Ronan is going unaided, all alone, carrying
It's up to you
a lot of
guys.
equipment.
Unless
Yeah,
he
I'm
asks
fine.
us to come.
Yeah. That's actually
you yourself.
I don't think it's a great idea all four of us going to meet Colin because I think he might be a bit intimidated by backup.
Oh, and
I'm
some
not
of you
gonna
can just
go.
stay outside.
Yeah, I think maybe.
I'm gonna do my own thing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you are, guys.
Okay. Are you sure you should do your own thing?
I'm not going back to the rubber duck.
Okay, well, just be on the lookout for changelings. You know, if you see Ronan's dad, immediately kill on sight.
Really?
No questions asked. That's correct. Yes.
Yeah. Ronan's
Anyone who
dad,
really
kill on
thinks
sight.
questions-
You know this, guys.
You must do this.
Guilty till proven innocent. That's the Empire way.
We know Ronan's dad is dead, and
Yeah.
the changeling
Yeah.
took his form. So, kill on sight.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
you know,
exactly what his
you-
dad looked like for the one time you met him.
As Nyla's making that statement, I'm just going to walk over and go, you could be a little more gentle with the way you put that. His dad is dead, and you just kind of blurted that out there. Just saying.
Wow.
His dad died last night.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Ronan.
That's
It's
why-
weird because it was last night and 3 months ago.
Yeah,
so...
no, time is an amorphous, weird soup right now. So yeah, indeed.
Kind of weird soup, definitely. Maybe subdue him and we will question him. Maybe.
If I see a changeling, I'm gonna kill them on sight. I
Well, you
mean,
won't know it's a
right,
changeling.
guys?
Nah,
You
this
won't
may be
know
the
it's a
head
changeling.
injury. Sorry, go ahead.
Well,
The only changeling we know of currently is Ronan's dad. So if you won't know if you see another changeling because you won't know what they look like.
what I'm trying to say is that if I see a changeling taking the form of Ronan's dad, I'll kill them on sight. I'll kill
Okay.
any changeling I see.
Just before we go any further, Ronan, do you have any uncles that look particularly like your dad, or if you have any brothers?
Yeah, there's your
Do
dad.
you
and
have any
brother.
spells that means you don't need to kill him on sight? Such
Oh yeah.
as
By the way,
sleep.
have I met? I don't know if I've met his dad, Nyla.
We all did.
We are,
met-
You
I
met
his
the
mum.
changeling in the form of his dad at the time.
yeah, yeah.
So we know what his dad looks
So you
like.
know what you do know what his dad
I think
looks like
he's abandoned
technically.
that anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
there is a good
I
chance.
think he'll abandon that now that he's recognised as a changeling in it. You guys have been talking about how these guys adapt and change and move
I
into
was
different
just
places.
saying.
He'll be looking for a way out of here as someone else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thing is, though,
yeah.
that means he would have had to kill somebody else. So be on the lookout for maybe someone that's died recently as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna have a look.
that's a good idea. Maybe find out who's died recently and
Well,
see
we know
if
someone
you
died
can-
recently.
I'm gonna have a look around to see if I see Ronan's dad, and I'll also have a look around to see if I see any of the furniture that was taken away from the
Yeah,
mailing soft place.
that
How are
is.
you going to know it's the right
There
furniture?
was
though?
a
Yeah, how do you know what the furniture looks like?
I'll
Because
just
we
look
don't.
for
I
any
don't
fancy
even know what the
furniture, I guess.
furniture looks like.
I'll just look for
I
any
love
fancy
love
furniture.
these so
That's
much.
that is
Well,
fair.
I
Fantasy
was
world.
in,
That
I was in
yeah.
the house when I met Mr. Lord Mailenstoff and the butler,
Mhm.
and the house is just.
It was
fantastic.
pristine. It was pristine stuff. I mean, he's but as when Gaz mentions the fact, just look for fancy furniture. It's not the worst idea
Yeah.
because
That's me.
this is
Well,
as you say, the
my
mailing stuff.
grandfather clock. Lord Mailenstoff is pretty fond of the grandfather clock.
Okay. I will do. Thanks, Ron.
Noted. So, not a bad shout though.
Lower.
So from there, the Bard. Where are you going with Nyla, right?
I'll be going with Nyla.
Right. Lee, Ralph, you'll be staying on the ship doing some minor repairs. Ronan, you'll be going back to your childhood home, taking as much equipment as you can to help with repairs and stuff and the likes. Gaz, you'll be wandering into town with the Bard, Nyla, and I'm assuming Melgrim.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah,
will
but
go
at
your
some
own
point
way.
I'll-
Yeah,
Some point I'll go my own way.
that is absolutely fine. So, let's get the easy stuff out of the way. Let's
As
get
we walk
the...
out, I'm going to be
Go
like, is it
your
wise
own
for us to
way."
leave our half-dead friend alone?
I'll be completely fine. I have a way of protecting myself that I'm not going to inform you about.
He does, yeah.
This might be the head now.
He will be
Probably.
fine. Yeah, he will be
I
fine.
actually looked up these spells, by the way, guys, and they are all completely useless because they're all like, "You need a gem worth 200 gold." So I was going to find out shortly. Oh shit! I can't do any of these spells.
There is
Find
things
just
you
some money,
can't
Ralph,
do.
don't you worry.
Oh, I was going to say, guys, this may be the head injury you're talking about. You should just blast every third person you see with Eldritch Blast, just to make sure they're not changed. Bit more blood trickles out Ralph's nose.
I'm going to get a tissue and just stab his nose.
I mean, I probably shouldn't do that because
Oh, it'd
I
be
wanna-
terrifying. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry. I
Sticks
just
the
I wasn't
tissue up
thinking.
his nose.
Comes out his ear. What the fuck?
I love this game. Right, so If I'm not mistaken, Gaz, you're also on what do you call it?
Level
Yeah,
2.
level 2
one.
exhaustion. You're level
I'm on
1
level
exhaustion. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
you went down.
That's good. So from there, you wander into town in the village. We will go from there. Ralph, do you have carpentry or carpentry tools?
No, I'm simply going to look for like cracks and things, anything that can be cleaned or scrubbed.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do some basic maintenance. What I'll do for anything that's bigger that needs repaired, I'll make a note of it, and I'll be like, maybe we need lumber, we need wood that I could maybe mend together somehow. I'm not entirely clear on how mending works, to be honest, but when I read it, it's like, it does crazy fantasy bullshit. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
it's Richard's call how this works.
It kind of works. It kind of works like a 3D printer. You run your hand against something that's between the mending. It's basically
Yeah.
you touch the end, and you kind of it's basically just stretching, and and moves it across, and starts to knead and thread into everything. But it can only be
Yeah.
done in small things, if you know what I mean. So it takes time to do big, huge bits.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it's an action that takes, so it's every 6
Yeah.
seconds. So I guess, but again, like, yeah, broken bastard might take me an hour. I'm
Yeah,
fine with that.
so-
it takes that.
I'll not make you roll for the mending or anything like that. It's fine because that can be done. Minor stuff you can do. However, for the likes of, because you don't have carpentry, you're not proficient in it. We'll say, because again the way you were saying about this is what we need to fix. Give me a straight wisdom check.
I know it's right. Wisdom check, that's no problem. Oh, let me just find that. Yeah,
That's really, really good. Okay. Yeah, you reckon looking at everything over, the major stuff, like say some of the mast needs to be shorn up. The sails for sure, and it needs to go, I probably need to do something about that. And then kind of the steps.
my voice. It's okay.
Yeah, the steps.
I know you love it.
Yeah, I love that boy. I'm gonna miss Ralph. Considering the only one that does role play in this motherfucking group. So that's not true. That is not true for sure.
He jokes.
Yeah, I
I
jest.
try.
You, Ronan, you do better. Nyla, you never change. So with that, you actually do a fair bit of good estimation. You reckon anywhere between 1,750 gold worth of materials to fully repair the ship. I'll even with the 20. I'll give you with the 20 as well. You can say just to get it going again. The sale's probably the more priority, so you're maybe talking 300 gold to get it optimum. So up to the bare minimum. Because, like I say, some of the holes in the mast and that you could get away with. But if you if you hit a powerful wind or something, there's a good chance that mast is going to go over and break. But
Yep, that's fine. Cool with all that. I'll tell them all that when they get back. But
yeah,
just
perfect.
that guy's gonna. You see Ralph swapping decks and shit, singing sea shanties.
What do we do with the drunken sailor? Ronan, you make your way up to your house. What do you do?
I start going looking around for a wheelbarrow or something I can use, and just picking up what's in the barn we have, and picking up bits of rope, and then going in the house. I'll look for bits of linen or large bits of linen that can be used, like blankets, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That can be used, and just any bits of wood or tools.
Okay. You managed to find a wheelbarrow. Your family worked the land. That's what they did. It was basically farmers at this point. So there's plenty of these kind of gardening tools you're able to use for that kind of thing. Make me an investigation check though for see if there's anything else. It's not to find anything. It's just to see how much you find.
15.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah. You come across some sheets. Some of the sheets may hold up if for the kind of sails. You haven't had a look at the sail in its full glory to see where it needs repaired and how big the holes are. But you take a number of sheets, maybe get another maybe 3 or 4 long single bed sheets to boom go like that. That's not a problem. A couple of other things you look at. There is some ropes, not a lot of rope. It's maybe 10 foot of rope. maybe not useful, but then again it could be. Start to pick up bits. The table and the chairs, the kind of furniture in here are wood. You could maybe break them down into bits of wood, but is whether or not you want to completely ransack your mother's home.
I think I want to ransack it. I'll take stuff that I can take on the wheelbarrow, because I'm pretty sure I can take everything.
Well,
Take the curtains.
the wheelbarrow's also made of wood, so you probably could break that down and use it. But bar the sails and the 10-foot rope and a couple of tools that may come in handy, just for general woodwork. It's just, you don't really need the wheelbarrow. If anything, there's not a lot. So it's up to yourself, though.
The only thing I need a wheelbarrow for is to carry the thing back down to the boat.
It's 15, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, that's no problem. So, yeah, apart from that, that's pretty much everything you've got. Yep, so you'll start heading back down towards the ship. That's not a problem. I maybe should have done this when you were walking past, but let's see if while you're walking by again, you start to walk past, because you have to pass the Maelnstoff Manor. The time, give us a perception check.
Perception. I have a 12.
12. You're walking back. You're trying not to look, but you can't help it. It's It's not only intriguing now. A lot of people are questioning your, not just your due, but your general sanity now at this point. Saying, did Avril really exist? At points you're starting to question it yourself, but as you walk past, you can see the man that you will recognise as Colin Umbridge as he's knocking on the door to the Maelnstoff Manor. The same again. Door opens and in he pops. Walks in for a conversation.
Right. So I best go. Try hope I can get them the rest of the game before I go out of the ship, or.
Yeah, they'll have left. You'll have all left at the same time. So you would, by the time you get back, depends on when they get back. You'll not find them. But, however, so from there,
I'm probably going straight back to the ship then.
Yeah, that's fine. So, the major bulk of the group, as you start to walk down towards the what we'll call the quayside. So as you start to walking into town, starts to get a wee bit bustlier and busier, as early mornings usually do. Start a lot of sale of goods coming in, goods going out, just general hustle bustle of life. What do you do at this point?
I'm gonna go to the. Actually, no, I'm gonna go to his place of work or his house.
Well, it did mention it was like a station.
I would realise that he's not at the pub.
Yes. You don't know where the station is. It's more like a kind of small guardhouse, but asking around, folk will lead you in the direction. So, so at this point, as you're walking through, if there's anything you want to talk about amongst yourselves at this point, you're more than welcome to, or we can just continue on to the point, or if there's anything you want to do.
Guys, I've got a question, and I feel like it's something we've all been thinking. Do you think Avril's actually a real person?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Why would Ronan lie?
I don't think he would lie. I think everything he's told us about her, they kept their relationship a secret. The minute there was a risk of them being seen in public, her dad shot it immediately down. And then she disappears into the Iron Oak, like, as soon as things start getting serious. It sounds really dodgy to me. I think someone's been...
No.
I don't know. I think it feels dodgy.
I'm sure she's real.
But the thing is, from what you told us... Well, then what's the alternative? What if I'm right, and we're just trying to keep his heart going, and it turns out she's not real? He needs to... I'm not saying we just go around going, ha ha, she's not real, you idiot. I think that we need to prepare him. We need to make sure he knows the risk.
I think maybe one of us should do it, sort of sit him down,
I'll
and
handle it. Don't worry. I can
No.
be sensitive.
okay, when I say someone Malcolm, I'm thinking more like Ralph or Sir Janice, you know. I'm not really
Just-
thinking of you or Gas or me.
All
we are-
I'm saying is so in the last couple of weeks I've made 4 friends who have all had imaginary friends to talk to.
But there's look, my symbol is proof of.
Yes, and the clothes that Ronan has is proof that she exists.
No, but they are. He has like a napkin or something that she gave him.
Wait, does he
Right.
have a
Oh
picture
yeah,
of
it's
her?
like that totally proves everything.
No.
It's not like he couldn't have just picked up that napkin when he was travelling by, imagined the whole story because he's lonely. I mean, he's hanging out
Is
with
this
his
someone's
lot. Of course he's
tricked him?
lonely.
I think someone's tricked him. I think someone pretended to be from a wealthy family in the middle of nowhere, decided, hey, I happen to have these powers that make me look like anybody. I can just say that I'm related to them. No one else is going to know any better. But just make sure no one actually catches on so that when the family comes back,
What
no one knows who I was.
what is with this damn island and having so many damn changelings on it? What the hell is
know.
going on here?
What's this
Terrible
motherfucking
business.
ass? This
Motherfucking
player,
change.
these
Fucking
motherfucking
changelings.
I will point out changelings I will point out changelings are extremely rare. The chances of like 3 changelings being on this island is ridiculous.
I
So
know,
has this
right?
all been the same changeling?
But we dealt
It's
with one, so
possible.
there's only one more. It's already shocking enough to be true.
Yeah, it's
I mean, if there
completely
was a
baffling.
third one, like, what are the odds actually? All I'm saying is we're lucky we have Nyla with us because she can spot them really easily. In fact, have you ever considered joining the watch?
Yes. Yeah, once or twice when I was a bit younger. You know, I figured I'd be shit at it though. And I wanted
I've
to,
just
you know,
realised at this
not-
point.
It's a very special kind of person that can handle it, but with training you'd be ready.
I'm not.
Can-
Maybe, you know, maybe in the
Apart from
future.
this conversation here, apart from this conversation, have I ever been made aware of the fact that he's part of the secret police kind of thing? Has that ever been discussed in front of me? Because I feel like this is Sir Janice just finding out.
I think it's came up. It's come up a few
Yeah,
times when we've talked
I'll
about
have-
I'm
necromancy
sure
and
it
stuff.
has.
It will have came
I
up
don't think so.
pre-stream. It'll have came up pre-stream.
Yeah, it would have.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
See when you found you
Mm-hmm.
in the dungeon, they were I think it came up on that when he
We've
was
mentioned it
okay,
before,
because
so I
him
don't know.
and
That's-
Ralph.
That's alright then.
Yeah, him
Stuff
and Ralph
happens
had
off screen as well.
him and Ralph had the conversation where they butted heads because of the necromantic magic and the.
Yeah.
Damn.
So.
I was so looking forward to turning around and being like, what?
It's fair.
You want
I would
Melgrim, master of deception.
Yeah.
clarification. Can Nyla spot changelings? I thought nobody could spot nothing.
Well,
No.
Nyla's if anyone's got
No,
more of a
she-
chance of finding a changeling, it's probably Nyla.
But she helps
She
us
just more
track.
understands
That's
them
Melgrim's
as far as we know.
references.
Yeah, tracking is probably the best way of finding it. I mean, if you look, if she was to look hard enough and to, and spot the differences in the way they act, because some have certain tics, some have certain things about them they have to do. Like to say that again, they have to feed. It's one of these things that she can look out for. She'll know. She'll have more information.
Maybe we should do a watch, like a midnight watch, and go around the town and
We
try and
did
catch
this.
one of them.
We did this already and got jumped by the changeling.
We didn't do this. We tried to set a trap, a really bad trap, and failed.
But this was all at night.
That's
Yeah, but
Of course, that
taking a
makes it
watch
completely
is
the same.
different.
Remembering back to when you set the trap and stuff, Nyla, you've been forced out of hiding. I don't know if you on the odd occasion through traps and stuff, trying to catch you when they've discovered you. From experience, your own experience, 9 times out of 10, the best way to deal with such thing is to leave. because they are then made aware of your presence. It's one of the things changelings do very rarely is make themselves known. They want to stay hidden, and if they're ever found or believed to be found, they move on. So
I
there's
would be
a,
aware that there would be no changelings
there's
here, probably.
there's a good chance that they've moved on from the island, if
Why the fuck am
at
I
all
going round in
possible.
circles, then?
If at all possible. Because you're rock. We can.
Changeling is definitely still
Yeah.
on this.
You could
So we
you could probably put it down to Nyla the fact of it's rare you come across other changelings, and the excitement
it's
of meeting
gone.
another one.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so there's excitement of meeting another one, and even just knowing someone is someone like yourself. But when you think about it, there's probably a good chance they've left or have tried to leave.
Okay. Well, in that case, my whole plan's gone to shit.
Not necessarily. Like I say, they could have left. They could have tried to leave. But then again, you also remember you were pretty much landlocked here for a while because of storms. So if they've left, they
Has there
must have...
been any ships gone out?
Not that you know of. You could always ask around to see if there is any
So
ships
they probably
leaving.
would be still here, but
Yeah,
like
but
an extra hiding sort of thing, like
Yeah.
really low-key.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, they're quite far gone, so they definitely have to feed, like, at least once a day. So, and they'd have to kill because they won't be able to control themselves anymore. So, it should be quite easy to find them. Actually, now I think about it,
Mhm.
I think we should do a midnight watch. Well, not necessarily midnight. When it gets dark, I think we should go out on a city watch, or maybe just nearby, because that'll be the time they'd come out. You know,
That's
get
it.
the drunks.
That sounds
There's
like a
two
really
things
good
forward.
idea. But I
Look
have
at
one
this.
question.
What's the
How
question?
do you know so much about changelings?
says the man that specializes in fighting against magic.
Yeah, I'm just curious. How did you learn
Training.
so much about changelings? Like, that's a very specialized skill of a very rare creature.
Have you
Well,
killed a
it's like I
changeling
said before, it's a family thing.
Did your family hunt changelings?
Yep.
before? Why are you being so vague?
Yes,
This
as a
is
reasonable
so
answer.
annoying.
It's like your services.
yeah, that's a reasonable answer. Yeah, they hunted changelings.
It's the one that I gave before, actually.
I turn to Melgrim and say, "Don't you just hate it when people are just so vague?"
I'm not being vague. It's a family thing.
As if her family specializes in this, then she's gonna have learned it for a young age.
Exactly. It's all I know.
I completely trust Nyla, unlike you guys.
if yous want,
Well, I really appreciate that.
if yous want, those who are there and listening in who don't already know, can make an insight check if they wish. If that is the case, Nyla, you have to make a deception check.
Oh, excuse me.
Is anyone making the roll?
You,
Triple
will just
advantage.
for-
Okay.
Plus 20.
okay.
Not you, you motherfucking natural one. Okay.
Natural 40.
Oh, I got a 12.
12.
I got 13.
There is something not sitting correct with the story that Nyla's given you. It is too blasé, it is too flippant, just, yeah, that's what we did. Especially for someone who has got extensive knowledge on the changeling. It's not. You would think it was something that they would make. Ah, yeah, I did this, I did that, and I'm hunted down. But she just goes, "Yep." She doesn't mention any war wounds or kind of showing off, kind of bravado about the fact that could be her personality. But there's something not sitting right.
Just the hand on the sword to be like, "What's the password, Nyla?"
Well, we
Does
made a
Mel
new
know the
one, if you
password?
remember.
Yeah, you seem to
Needle.
make a lot of new passwords.
Well, of course. There's so many of us. We'll have to make new
Malcolm,
passwords
to
all
be
the time,
fair.
otherwise we'll get confused.
Yeah.
Not only
Anyway,
that,
I'm
we
the
need
only
to
one
be
that ever
further
remembers
away.
these bloody passwords.
Then say
How
it.
do
Me,
we
Ralph, and
meet
Bowling. The
Nyla?
rest of you seem to forget them constantly.
Then say it.
Noodle soup?
Just what I had, by the way, it was yummy.
Yeah.
How did you meet me and Gaz?
Well, you saved me, really, didn't you? Because I was in the cage.
Swords out.
I go behind Nyla. And I take out my dagger and I cut a bit of her hair off.
Okay.
It's about the snakes.
Because I think that
Do I see?
It's not that I
As
think
soon
Nyla's a
as he
changeling. I
gets
could
his
changeling
blade
as
out.
Nyla right now.
Yeah.
my
As
theory
soon
is
as he
that
gets his blade out, I'm going to try and grab his hand before he gets my hair.
Yeah.
well, I'm behind you.
Yeah. So he is,
Well, I know
he is
he's behind
behind
you,
you.
though, don't
She is also a monk. If you would
Yeah.
make,
I'm a monk.
just make a straight, just make an attack. Make an attack roll. It's not to damage. It's just to see if you beat his AC, you've caught him.
Natural 20.
Yeah. So you don't even pull the blade out the scabbard. It's just bang, hand comes straight down onto the hilt and just stops it from coming out the
do?
hilt.
Are you trying to stab us?
I'm gonna cut your hair off, or at least a little
Why,
bit.
why would you want to cut my hair off?
Nothing
What
creepy
did you
about that.
do here? Speak plainly.
He says if that's a normal thing that people do.
We
No,
Warlocks,
I
man.
may have accidentally attacked the Joyce a
You're
few
a
times,
change-
but at least he gives me respect. You have no respect for me.
If you're a changeling,
Turns
Then-
round and leaves.
cut your
Ah.
hair off. That means that the hair will go back to a white, and if it's not, it'll just stay the same.
Nyla,
Right?
you know that is
Gaz.
Nyla. You know
Gaz.
that is absolute
That's rubbish.
bullshit. It is bullshit.
That's rubbish.
Oh man, guys, Leon, I was on fucking board.
Yeah. It was a good.
Man's practicing.
You're absolutely right. That's a good idea. But no, this is not how it
Actually, as
works.
soon as he says that, then I'll just go.
And there's a
Fine,
there
yeah.
is a very fucking good reason as to why that is the case. But
Okay.
It's not a
As
spell.
you say, that's
You can
all
tell me why,
even
'cause I actually don't know why.
well, Nyla, the reason is Nyla, the reason is because you are very much that person that you killed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It would
Yeah,
work.
I'll just get a bit of my hair and just cut it off
I'm guessing
myself.
it'd work
Yeah.
if it was
And
a
just go.
temporary one.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is not a bad shout. Like I say, if it's temporary, eventually it will lose the magic that's off it because she's effectively
Yeah,
changing her
so
very
if I was-
being. If it's someone you've killed from the feed, you are
different.
effectively them. If you're not, the magic, the magic or the curse can only last so much longer in the strands of hair. It goes into science, and we don't want to talk about science in our fantasy game. So,
Anyway,
I do.
Nyla would know that we didn't manage to save her.
Damn. I
Yeah.
thought my idea would work. I guess not. Sorry, Malcolm.
Melgrim, it has been a long time since that happened. We have been through a lot since that's happened. She answered the password. She has attempted to answer your questions. She's been as honest as possible. And like you said, she has been helping us. The least you can do is respect her enough to be honest with that. And in that phrase, I'm talking to you, Gaz. What do you think you're
You
trying
know
to do,
what,
sneaking
right?
up like that?
What would be so bad if I was?
What do you mean? If you're, what do you mean? Like changelings are killing our friends and they're
Well, no changelings actually killed our friends if you think about it.
they always tried to kill me, Nyla.
Maniac, that one
They
was
almost killed
Maniac.
Ralph, and they
Guys,
had to
listen,
kill
that one's
Liv.
insane. You know how I told you they go crazy?
Hmm.
To the point where they nearly die? That's the stage that one's at right now. You know, there are other ones that are, not cruel yet.
If they're gonna reach that point anyway,
Underline.
then why wouldn't you? Then surely you would want to kill them before they get to that point, right?
Well, they're
Well,
still
who are
a
you to
person.
make that call?
They're still a person. And I'm sure any good person who has, a conscience would have some sort of way to
Why are we debating this? I thought changelings were the enemy in this right now. Why are we
This
discussing
change-
this?
This
You brought it
changeling
up.
that we are
You're the one
chasing
that
just
tried to
now.
cut my hair off.
This changeling that we're hunting now, that's the problem. It doesn't matter about other ones. We don't know if there's any others out there. All we know is the one here is a problem. That has to be solved. We're debating semantics just now. How about we deal with the actual issue and we keep looking for the officer, all right? This debate's going on long enough.
I'm just worried that one has sneaked in and killed Nyla and took her face.
Yeah.
Milgram, do you trust me?
Milgram, I'm the exact person that I was the day I met you.
Nyla's the only one I've trusted so far, and right now I'm not even sure if I trust her. You showed up out of nowhere in a cage.
I'm the exact person
You've
that I
actually
met.
been quite honest with me, and I'll put the sword back. But it's on your head. If she kills anyone else, you that's going to have to deal with the consequences.
What do you mean if I kill anyone else? I haven't killed anyone.
I'm pointing to him. Sorry, I'm pointing to him because it's...
Milgram, if anything happens, I will put my hands up and say you told me so. If anything happens.
Those are my favourite words.
And with
I know
that,
how you like him, baby.
and with that, you ask about, find out where the station is, and you start making your way to the station. It's a normal guard station. It's a simple, you would call it a wooden tower or a parapet, but it's really not. It is so crudely built, but it functions as a kind of pseudo jailhouse and or guard station. You see a couple of guards walking in and out.
Who's going in first?
I'll go in first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So as you walk in, again, it is threadbare. There's a small wooden table and a stool and a couple of other three-legged stools on the other end of the table. A man just writing in parchment just in one of the things. There's a couple of weapon racks here and there placed. A couple of rooms to the side. One room at the back. That's not the best of guard stations. You've seen worse. You've seen a lot more secure as well. But this is a guard station.
Yeah.
How
So
does
I'll
it
just-
compare to the Dwarf or the Empire's guard station?
The empires are stone for a start, so it's this is something that is wow. It makes do. You recognise it as their general layout. There's through the back you can see there's probably where the jailers are, but you worry that if this place is made of wood, then what the bar's made of. But you walk in and the person writing in he's an elven, blonde hair, just kind of tied back into a bun, nice elegant robes, just writing with a feathered quill. Just yes, good evening, good morning. What can I do for you?
Hi, I'm looking for a Mr. Cullen Umbridge.
Oh, it's
Yes,
Colin
yes.
Umbridge. He doesn't actually work. He's freelance, if you understand. But he's out on doing his rounds now. He's doing something of an investigation for us.
Could you tell me where he might be?
Unfortunately, I can't. It's a private investigation, and it's just all I
Yeah,
can
I'm
say.
part of that private investigation. We're friends.
Oh, really? So I never mentioned your
Met
name.
yesterday.
Your name was?
Nyla. Sorry, I forgot my own
Yeah.
character's
Give
name.
us a deception check. Not for the name. It's more for the fact you're friend. You're friends with this man.
Jesus Christ. Deception 16?
16. I kind of looks you up and down and says, I never mentioned about having any friends working with him on this investigation. Is it, you part of the investigation, you were saying?
Yes. Well, very recently.
Very recently. You're not a suspect, are you?
Of course not, no. Do you really think a suspect would come all the way here and ask you these questions?
Maybe you're right. He happens to be up
Actually, it's
in...
quite common for them to do that.
Well, if you're indeed part of the
I'm just
investigation...
going to slap Milgram on the back of the head.
If you're indeed part of the investigation, then you'll know that he is currently on the scene. He's wandered off to do some more questioning,
Ah.
and he's up there, if you understand. but that's
I do
unfortunate.
indeed.
All the information I can give out.
That's all I needed.
Oh,
Thank you very much, Mr.
Dudenheim.
Dudenham. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Not a problem. You enjoy your day.
Okay.
Before we leave, I want to walk up to Mr. Dudenheim as well and go, Mr. Dudenheim, my good fellow.
Ah,
I
yes.
wanted to ask you a question. I've recently made some friends here in town, and they seem to. He mentioned that he's not seen his father in some time. I was hoping to just check for him, just to make sure that his father hasn't ended up, unfortunately, passing away. Where would we be most likely to find those who have recently become deceased around here?
Oh, well, 9 times out of 10, if they've been recently deceased, they usually pass through here, unfortunately, because we usually bring back the the bodies or the corpses back into our back room here. But there hasn't been any deaths of yet or recently, so I would have
Well,
to.
if it's not too much trouble, Mr. Dudenheim, my good fellow, if we could just simply have a quick look, just to make sure that that's not the case, it would mean the world to my friends to be able to turn around and say, your father is definitely not in there. I feel he would really appreciate that.
Also, is there any missing persons recently?
Go give me a perception check, David. Persuasion check. Well, he's and you obviously ask that question. Melgrim will come to that.
That would be an 18.
An 18. He kind of goes. I shouldn't really be letting you back there. And as I say, it's rather empty, if anything at all. We don't have anybody back there who are recently departed. But if you give us the name, I can certainly check our records and logs to see if there's any missing persons, as your friend has alluded to.
Well, to be honest, if there's not really that much back there, then you've not got a lot to lose by letting us just have a quick look. I'm afraid he doesn't really describe his father's name that much. It's a very sensitive topic. And as I said, we're only recently friends. I'm just trying to help a friend out, as it were.
He starts to kind of tighten up a little bit as he's well, that may be the case, my good man, but like I say, there's no corpses in the back. There haven't been any reported deaths or murders any time recently. So you would have
James,
to.
do I know what your dad's called?
I see.
I don't mention.
No, he didn't mention the name.
No.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
No.
I don't think so, no. In which case, I do apologise. I'm not intending to
Oh,
offend.
you do know that the tartan plate that they all wore.
Yeah, you'll know of the tartan
Yes,
plate.
that.
Yeah, this is true of the family. But like I say, there's for you. I'll not give you the insight check. He's a little bit back up now. He's a little bit frightened. He's standoffish, but he's trying to be pressing as to say, look, there is nothing back there. He seems to be open and honest about the fact there's not been any deaths or.
It's okay, Mr. Dudenheim. Oh shit.
Dudenheim, yes.
It's okay. Don't worry. We're leaving.
Apologies, Dudenheim.
Yeah.
Have yourself a lovely day.
Yous too. And I'm pleased. I'm fortunate to tell your friend of his father's passing. It's unfortunate that he hasn't come through here. There's probably a good chance he may be at the morgue or somewhere, especially if they have died of natural causes.
Very quick question. Where's the morgue?
Oh, it's just further down here from the station. We keep close to the morgue because, like I say, for purposes of investigations.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
There's your answer, Scott.
A great
Not
man
at all.
at the time. You'd be amazing.
Oh, thank you.
For missing persons,
Sir
because I've
Janice
got to
just
assume
looks
the
offended.
changelings have got to
Missing
not use
persons.
a body that's in. They're
Well,
going to kill them, bury the body, and assume the person, but it will take a time.
yeah.
So I would assume the person might get reported missing and then show up the next day.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the man who was missing a couple of days ago. Actually, he owned the ship, and he proceeds to tell you the name of the ship and the name of the person who was the changeling you bought the ship off of. Bought.
Yes.
It's the only
Is
name.
there
That's a
anyone
loose
else been
term there.
reported missing recently?
Not at all. Just this man here. Unfortunately, it seems to be a bit of a misadventure. Unfortunately, because he had he was caught down with the terrible plague that was coming. That seems to be spreading a little bit more nowadays. But and he went mad. So we think he may have done something silly and walked into the middle of the Inoak Ocean. What do you believe? Or just
Have you heard of anyone else, going a bit mad?
no, not at all. It's like to say it's a rather new thing that this plague has been bringing up, but it's a bit of a worry nonetheless. Seems to be maybe a new strain or something.
Possible, yes.
Mr. Dudenheim, I'll be honest with you. I do some investigations as well, and I've recently heard that there may be changelings in this town.
Changelings, you say? Oh my lord!
And this is why I'm asking if there's any recently deceased or anyone that's recently showed up. I believe that this shipmaster may actually have been a changeling.
Well, let's see if you believe in such a things with changelings, I suppose. But I may have something. And he pulls out a pistol and shoots shit normal, John.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
It would be a very useful place for a changeling to be.
Oh yeah, exactly. You're it's not a bad idea. But he talks on and goes, well, changelings are an old wives' tale. You know, they don't really exist, do they? Now, I mean, there's very little sparse information on such a thing, and if there was, I mean, surely they'd be noticeable.
I mean, of course there will be.
Mike again, Leon.
Aye.
There we go.
Got a hair off this guy.
What was that? You're gonna cut the hair. He notices you going for the blade, and now.
Oh, you stop doing that.
Let me cut your hair.
Oh no! But I love my hair. It's just nice and golden and silk.
Apologies for my friend. He's had a very wild night. Gaz, outside.
Oh, and he looks you up and down. Gaz, he looks you up and down and goes, oh yes, of course, this is Gaz. Gaz was buying all the drinks at the Rubber Duck, of course. He must be hungover still. I mean, that was some...
Yeah, I spent all our money.
There was a lot of ale we were
Idiot.
drinking that night. I have to appreciate the fact that you bought me that sherry. That was very kind of you. You had no reason to, but he came in and bought everybody a drink. It was lovely. Magnificent night. I don't usually partake in myself, especially in the Rubber Duck, but I just had to see what all the tomfoolery and the confuffle was about.
I need to get off this
And
island.
aren't you glad you did, son? Aren't you glad you did?
Of course, it was a memorable night. I think I maybe frequent the Rubber Duck a little bit more. It's very good. Maybe I'll see you there again,
Glad
Gaz.
to hear. Make sure to mention them that Gaz brought you along, and as I'm saying this, I'm just dragging Gaz outside.
Yeah, of course. Of course, maybe I'll see you there again tonight, maybe. Yeah. Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you very much. I'm gonna go and see Colin now. But my friend, he's a bit, he's having a bad day. Not sure exactly why.
He's probably hungover. I mean, it's been a couple of days.
It's
The
quite
amount
a bad
he
hangover.
consumed quite a bit, to be fair.
Anyway.
Yes. I hope you have good luck with your investigation.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
Kind of like wave and go. Just let us know if any more missing people show up alive.
Well, and yeah, of course, unfortunately, but there's only been one mention, and to be fair, you're not part of the regular guard, so I can't really share that information unless you're looking for someone in particular.
Okay, but don't say I didn't warn you.
Yes, of course, the changelings, of course. It's just silly stories, but hey, listen,
Intimidation check.
I'm always good for little back-hearted little stories. Goodbye.
Changes back as soon as we leave. Got to go to the other guards.
So, yeah. So, you leave. Like to say, Nyla, you gather from the conversation that Colin Umbridge is currently investigating back up at the Maelnstoff Manor.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Yeah,
If
we
you
should
guys-
move there quickly, but we should also check if any ships are due to leave recently, from what you said, Nyla. the changeling may attempt to board it.
If you guys are heading up to the mail and stuff, gang, I'm gonna leave at this point, I suppose.
Mhm.
I'll go
You
along.
can check the shipping thing if you wouldn't mind.
I'll have a look around. I'm mainly
Actually,
gonna be
Gaz
looking-
as well. Gaz, why don't you have a while you're at it, you check in with the morgue as well, see if there is any details. It might not be much, but you might find something there that someone may have overlooked.
I'll check the morgue first.
Also, can I have the knife, please?
My knife?
You've got to stop cutting people's hair.
I mean, I have multiple ones. I can give you one if you
Yeah,
don't want one.
Please say you say
Okay,
that out
how
loud.
about this, guys? I need you not to cut people's hair because as soon as someone sees you go for a knife, they think you're gonna hurt them, not cut their hair.
I don't have any scissors. Do you guys have scissors? I don't.
Yeah, of course.
Gaz, I feel
I
like
like
you're
my
missing the
beard
point.
trimmers for like the mustache.
I take the
Definitely
trimmer.
got puke hair on it as well.
Well, you've got nothing down there. I suppose you need to have it, need to overgrow it to hide everything. Jesus. I'm sorry, folks. I mean,
I do apologise. I had to go there. I didn't
anybody
mean to.
watching, we apologise. Anyway, nobody's watching. It's all us. It's just us that's watching. In fact, not all of us.
Just
No, us. There's 7 of us. 7 is watching. And 7 players. So, with that, so from there, if you're separating, Gaz will make his way to the morgue and or docks or wherever he wants to go. What about you 3?
I want to go meet this Colin guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to.
You-
I will take
the
them
Mel
two
stuff,
with
that's
us
fine.
too.
What about yourself, Melgrim?
I think I've got to follow Gaz.
Yeah, that's fine. You can go with Gaz.
Okay.
Okay, so we split up again.
Well, I've got to wait until Gaz goes away himself first and then follow him.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna stalk him.
Go and make me a stealth check if that is the case.
like a nat 1 or something, no matter.
Gaz, you don't need to roll anything just yet. Okay,
21!
Jesus.
that is fine.
I
Yeah,
ninja.
beats your passive
You're one
perception.
with the wall.
Beats
I
your
have
passive.
disadvantage to my ability
Yeah.
check still, so I don't.
Beats your passive perception and your passive insight, so you have no idea what's happening. So yes, you are currently being followed without any reason to suspect anything different. So from there, we'll go straight to. We will go to Gaz. Actually, we'll go to Gaz and Melgrim. Gaz, where are you going at this point?
Going to the morgue first.
Yes.
So I guess I go in and then I go right back in.
Yeah. So you go bum bum bum. You walk up.
Hello.
So you go into the morgue. You come in here. This is a small cottage, thatched roof. Doesn't look like much, but again, you walk in and you start as soon as you walk in. It's a smell of decay, smell of blood. It's not. It's
Nice.
it's nice for you. Yeah, you it's something that you have definitely got used to. However, you can. It almost feels home. In fact, at that point, you go, breathe it in, dear boy. It takes me back to my old days.
Yeah.
When I was you were
Even my old ones. So, yeah, this is the first time we've both been able to reminisce, which is weird.
Yes, memories, all good memories. So, as you walk in, you'll hear what sounds like very disturbing sawing. As it's
I'll go up next to the guy and say, "You should really be doing that at a different angle. You're not
so.
really doing
Yeah,
that right."
as you kind of walk into the room at the left, you see it's this huge hulking orc. He's just, and you see the blood just dripping each time he pushes the saw in. It's just, and they see this arm fall off from what looks like a humanoid creature's.
I'll-
And then he picks up this stone, and he says, "Discoloration of the blood, discoloration of the flesh. Bone is very weak and brittle, I suggest. maybe suffered from sort of disease, non-magical specific. We'll talk later. And puts the stone back down, and he goes, and this is when you come in.
Hello. Hi. Are you the mortician?
As he turns round, you see this huge guy. He is built like a brick shit house. He's almost the size of Batista, but a good couple of feet taller. Eyes glowing red. He's got little glasses on that kind of go just stead down to the kind of like binoculars, so he gets a little bit closer. He's wearing an apron which is just absolutely covered in different colours of blood and everything. He's currently holding what looks to be a bone saw, and he looks right at you with his little pencil moustache just below his nose. And I'm the mortician. What can I do for you?
Hi. There's been this large problem with changelings recently on the island.
As soon as you say changelings, he just and just goes back to his work.
There might be an issue with changelings, and I'm here to check if there's been any recent deaths.
You do know, changelings is an old fairy tale, right?
Not really. I'll kind of show my like wound kind of thing from it. I got this from one and kind of almost died.
He comes round and he puts the glasses down and starts to inspect the wound. Wow, who would have thought? Should probably write that down in the books. Wait a minute. Philip picks up the stone again. You see the stone start to glow. Apparently, changelings use knives. Who'd have thought? And then goes back to the...
You haven't seen any other bodies recently with that kind of scarring? Just forget the changeling part, but have you seen anyone with this recent kind of wound?
My friend, I have seen plenty of bodies come through here, all manners of wounds, all manners of stab wounds. Of course, I have seen many a stab wound into the side, just missing your liver. What more do you want?
This is a deadly wound that has it's been poisoned.
Poisoned, you say? Oh, well, that makes all the difference. You happen to have the poison with you.
He heard you. So
No, but
how do you?
sorry, Lee. That's the sorry. But you're a small island. Surely, if you've seen any people that have been poisoned, you would have noticed it, right?
Yeah, you're probably right, which is why I'm so shocked, as you can tell from my expression, the fact you've been poisoned. Now, how long have you got to live?
No, I'm fine. I'm well again.
Oh, good, and then... He's...
Look, you're a mortician. This is a small island, and you must be able to tell me if you've seen anyone die recently.
Again, I'm a mortician. I see many people dying. Recently, there's a man passed away from whatever it is of natural causes.
What was the guy, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, his name... all I know is his name was William. He's a local resident here. He was a 50, 60-year-old human, farmer. That's pretty much it. What more do you need?
You wouldn't still have the body on you, would you? Or is that him there?
Yeah, wait a minute. I'll just create his shin in here, and he goes...
Well, cheers. You've been a big help.
I'm sure I have. As is you. Well, good luck with your changelings. Chasing ghosts must be a thrilling adventure.
Yeah, and I'm sure chopping up dead bodies is so much of a thrill.
It's just people shitty to each other. No, fuck you. No.
Takes Gaz seems to prefer dead bodies to live ones.
Well, after that interaction, I wouldn't blame him, to be fair. I mean, so, with that,
I think I'll leave after that.
that's fair. It's actually a really good stealth roll, so you'll not see. What are you doing at this point, Melgrim?
I'm just staying back and watching him. I'm just seeing where he goes and what he does. I'm getting a wee bit suspicious of him for his behaviour recently. Because his behaviour's changed drastically, I just want to see where he goes and what he does, because he's not sure whether he's a changeling or whether he's up to something, but...
Yeah. So, with that, make me a perception check. Because you're well hidden to a point that you're going to have to try and look at him, try and see what he's doing.
I'm gonna...
9.
You see him walk in to the morticians, and that's all you know. You fear if you get closer, he'll probably spot you, so you can't get close enough to hear. Yeah, so...
I am gonna do two things, though, actually,
Okay.
as I go out. I remember... I should probably take... I'll go back into that guy.
I was blessed.
You can do me a favour, could you, mate?
What is it?
You wouldn't have happen to have any bones or blood to spare?
Just lying around.
Introduce yourself to this guy at all.
We're willing to pay you.
It's even worse.
How much?
If you've got any, I don't know, 10 golds.
10 gold. What exactly are you looking for? And is it something I should be asking why you're looking for?
You must not use them all, right? There must be some dead bodies that go, you know.
Well, what are you looking for exactly?
Just a vial of blood and some bones, with the skull intact, preferably.
Might not be able to
But
get.
that's not necessarily needed.
Well, I might not be able to get your skull, but
That's okay. I give a bit of a smile.
yeah, that's fine. Puts his palms up and
I hand over the gold.
10 gold. Take 10 gold off your inventory. Okay. Moves you in to the back room where the bodies are kept. As you walk in, you can see the body he was talking about, but it's got a sheet over it, just to kind of cover up, obviously, just for a modicum of respect. He goes, "Well, I don't know exactly what you're looking for, but..." And he pulls this box out from the side. You can see numerous types of bones, all creatures, all sizes. Just sometimes these are the lost, and it's crudely written on the side, "lost and found," which is basically, unfortunately, some people, well, depending on the kind of the variety of what they've been attacked by or when they're found. Pulls out this huge femur. Pulls out a jawbone of something that looks like eerily similar to his, as a being an orc. A couple of bits of ribs, half a spine. It says some of it's damaged, some of it's not. Blood I can't really do, yeah.
I kind of need the blood.
Oh,
The body back there will do. Will do. Doesn't have to be much.
how much?
Enough to fill this, and I'm sure like a little test tube.
Give me another 2 gold, I could certainly do that.
Done.
Okay, if you give him another 2 gold, he goes over. He kind of pulls back the sheet. Now, remind me, were you at Ronan's mother and father's house?
We all were.
At some point.
Yeah. So as you pull it back, you see the unmistakable face of Ronan's father. So as he pulls back and goes, might want to stand back a bit. This is a little bit messy. It's not an exact science. He pulls out this needle and gets a small hammer, and blood
Guys
starts to come out.
recognise that
Yeah,
This is like a family member of his friend, but he somehow doesn't really feel anything.
yeah. The blood starts to pull out, and he goes, "Give me the vial. Give me the vial. Give me the vial."
He hands it over.
And he just puts it in as he starts to go over. Okay, and then pulls out the vial with the needle, and then okay, he starts to wrap it up, hands you the vial, and takes the needle back. Is that enough?
Yeah.
So you have a vial of blood. More importantly, you have a vial of Ronan's father's blood, who you now know is named William.
You have no questions for this guy at all.
And I'd just take some bones, random bones, doesn't really matter.
Yeah. We'll say you take a couple of knuckles, a rib, and the femur that you pulled out, which is quite a long bone. So.
Thanks. Pleasure doing business with you, I guess.
I got more fucking questions than he got.
Just one more thing. What is your name exactly?
Ralph.
Me?
Yeah.
Milgram.
My name's Nyla.
People call me Gaz, but my name's Vance.
Vance. Do you prefer Vance?
Not really, I can't really spell it well.
Fair enough. Gaz. Puts his hand out to shake your hand. I'm Bone Splitter.
Nice to meet you, Bone Splitter.
Nice to meet you guys. If you ever need anything more like this, by all means, I'm willing to take the coin if you're willing to not tell anybody or ask too many questions.
Thanks.
So you should be saying to him, Gas.
Yeah. So, pleasure doing business with you guys. Maybe you'll come in sometime if you need any more.
Maybe. I'm just trying stuff out. And then he's gonna leave.
Fair enough. He goes back to his job. So, you come out. So, there's Melgrim there.
I don't know if Melgrim saw any of that kind of thing.
No,
but
you like to say you wouldn't know Melgrim's there. You wouldn't know Melgrim's there. Melgrim, you will have not seen any of that at all with that roll for perception. However, what are you doing? The knuckles and the rib is easy enough to hide. What are you doing with the femur?
Oh, I imagine I have like a bag or something like that. Maybe.
That's fine. If you would like to try and just make me a stealth check for that, and that'll be at disadvantage, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay.
Right up the butt.
So that's a 12 to start off with. Not great. The 15. So.
But that's actually not too bad. There is the top of the femur kind of pokes out the side of the bag. It's not right out, but it's just kind of on the cusp of folding your knapsack over, if you know what I mean. But you had to put it in at an angle and all that kind of weird shit. So it's decent enough to hide. You think you've hid it well. But so as you come out, Melgrim, you see Gaz walk out and he goes off. Where are you going now, Gaz?
See this femur in his bag?
You've not with that perception check, no.
I just continue following him then.
Cool. You start to follow. We will cut to Sir Janice and Nyla. So you are on your way up. You start to lead Janice up to the Maelstoff mansion. Someone roll me a d6.
Downtown.
Someone roll me a.
Just looks at him and says,
Yeah, if someone
"Let's
could roll me
have
a.
him back."
If someone could roll me a d6.
Do you want to do it?
Just roll a d6.
I'll
Don't
go for it.
give me the. Don't actually, Nyla. Roll the d6.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Don't tell me the answer. Don't tell me what it is.
Okay. Okay.
Ronan. Odds or evens?
Even.
What number is it?
3.
3. So you don't meet Ronan on the way up. So you've just missed him. So okay. So as you're walking up, sorry I interrupted you there. It was just to see if you did bump into him.
Oh, it's okay. thanks for having my back before. I know it must be hard keeping the secret, but I really do appreciate it.
I'll be completely honest, I'm not fully comfortable with that. But, to be fair, Gaz was super weird throughout that, right? That wasn't just me that thought that.
No, the only reason I haven't told them is because I'm scared they're gonna kill me.
I get that. I do. They are good people. They really are. You've seen it yourself.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just... They need to understand first. I don't think they'll appreciate... They won't understand your situation if they don't know you first. Give them a bit of time. I think they'll surprise you. I hope.
I hope so. But you know,
Definitely
if they
surprised.
don't,
Also, I'm just going to say it. I'm glad it didn't go any further. I could not take Melgrim in a fight. He'd use me as a weapon. He'd pick me
I
up and
probably
beat me
could
up.
have. Yeah, I'd have been fine.
Your travels haven't taken him by the ship at all, no? Like that.
No, no at this
Not
point. You will be
I
meeting
wonder
with.
when they're going to come back to this wheelbarrow that they said they rigged me like several hours ago at this point.
Yes, this
I
is
guess
true.
I'll just keep sweeping the floor, keep fixing the doors.
Demand
and stuff.
3D print your ship. Yeah.
I'm just making
So,
it back to the
considering if at the end of that conversation, you'll eventually make it to the Malenstoff Manor. You know this door well. You know this place well. You've passed it, Janice, when you were walking up towards Ronan's mother's in the past, but you haven't been up this close. It's really nice. It's one of the nicer buildings in the area.
I will give a
Reminds
knock
me of someone
on
I
the
used to
door.
know.
Yeah?
Go for it.
Fancy person?
Let's make a
Oh.
friend.
Yeah. I'll knock on the door and be polite.
Bum, bum, bum,
I'll
bum.
not walk in.
You knock on the door. You open the door, and you see a familiar goblin butler that you haven't seen in a long time. In fact, the last time... Oh, in fact, no, none of you have seen this goblin butler. In fact, there's only 2 people in this group that has seen this familiar goblin butler. Yes. So you will see this goblin butler. He's very, very old, very, very well dressed, hunched over, and he's got... Yes, sir. What can I do for
Hello,
you?
I am Nyla.
Nyla.
Yes.
What can I do
is-
for you?
Is the detective still here by any chance? Colin Umbridge?
Oh, Detective Umbridge is talking to the lady in back.
Do you mind if I come in?
Were you expecting you?
He's expecting me
Colin will be
eventually,
expecting
yes.
us.
Yes.
Colin, if you give us one moment, I'll go and ask him. And he goes,
Okay.
he closes the door over, and you hear the...
I'm just going to open the door and follow him through.
The door is locked. Yeah, a couple of minutes pass, he then eventually comes up and opens the cupboard, as he opens the door.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, Nyla, from the last time you've seen it...
so uncomfortable following this guy.
Yeah, from the last time you've seen it, this place was empty. This is beautiful now. There's a lot more stuff being put out. There's rugs on the floor. There's now paintings and statues everywhere. It looks as if this has been very quickly furnished after the robbery.
Wow.
So this is
It's so
totally
nice in
different.
here.
As the goblin kind of... And he leads you up this hall, comes into what seems to be a sitting room or a drawing room of some sort. As you walk in, you'll see Colin Umbridge sitting with a glass of something, and then you'll see the Lady Malenstoff there as well. Same half-elven woman, red hair with the undercut. Again, bright green, bright blue eyes, if I remember correctly.
Mr. Goblin, what's your name there?
It points to the seat.
Okay. Yep. Mhm.
Oh, okay. Can I get Lord and Lady anything?
I'll have a whiskey, please.
Have a whiskey. I'll have whiskey. Whiskey. For your walk.
cast Guiding Bolt from the ship.
Yeah, he is a
And I just goes, I think I hear Ralph.
yeah, he's certainly a creepy old butler for sure. This is for anyone watching. Actually, this is a throwback to the very first episode we ever played. Off before stream. This is a year and a bit now. This goblin has not been seen, so
That was just me.
And
Yeah.
the goblin might have been casting magic on its master.
well, you think that,
Yeah.
you did come to that. You came to that for that point, but however,
But we didn't get the chance
yes.
to do
Really,
that
no.
because
This
we
is
were stuck
true.
on the boat.
however, so he looks at you, the big half orc, and goes, "I knew for you."
I'll have the same.
I love whiskey. I love whiskey. I'll be back. And he kind of hobbles off through the door. And so Colin Umbridge goes, "Oh, I don't know who you are, but what are you doing in Nyla?"
I apologise for not visiting last night, even though I said I was. There was my team, there was a whole spiel and where I go through a lot of different things, and I forgot. I
Okay.
figured, you know,
Okay. So
I'd come and visit you
So if
today
you'd like to,
instead.
if you'd like to explain, tell me everything. What is it?
Well, on that note, first of all, it's a pleasure to meet you, Colin. My name's Sir Janis de Grande, the greatest bard in the world. You may have heard of me.
I just go like that. He is one of my colleagues,
Sir
a
Janis.
friend as well.
Sir Janis de Grande.
Yeah, you heard
That
him,
is
the
indeed
greatest
so.
bard in the world.
Huh. Okay. Nyla, well, so what brings you here?
I can't remember what I was going to ask.
Scott, chat saying your volume's low. Give us a check, 1, 2.
Check, 1, 2.
I can hear you.
I can hear him.
Yeah, me
it must,
too.
It might
must
be.
have moved the thing.
Same for
Yeah.
me.
So yeah, Nyla, what is it?
Yes, so what I didn't really tell you yesterday is actually I'm on the hunt for changelings.
You know, I should have guessed something like this was going to happen. I actually thought you might have information about this robbery, and clearly,
Sir, I know how it sounds. It sounds like a folk wives' tale. It's not something that you'd exactly encounter on a regular basis.
Oh, so you'll know then. And you being a bard as well, you suppose you were involved in this. Oh my god, well, I can't believe I'm entertaining this idea. Listen, there's changelings, really? Come on now.
I've known a few. Trust me, they're real.
Great, then the
What
case
have you got
is...
to lose by hearing us out?
The case is solved, Lady Mailing Stuff. Can you believe it? Changelings did it.
I didn't say they were the ones that stole.
Oh, they are.
We have been led to believe that changelings have been here on the island. A few of our friends were even attacked by changelings taking the faces of people we know and trust. So there are definitely people here taking on the faces of others. There's even the possibility, not confirmed yet, that they may have been pretending to be Malenstoffs while they were away to use their house. Now, we don't know yet, but that would make sense for people pretending to take the things that they were... to take things from this house. Because it's a lovely house, and I turned to the lady. You have a lovely home, by the way. It is phenomenal.
That's why
She's,
I was a
she
changeling,
was-
you see,
oh,
that's why I was
she just
so
rolls.
hard on her. the
She
other
rolls
day.
her eyes and oh my god. So so we.
You see, you said our friends, Lady Love Avril was doesn't exist.
No, I didn't say
Could
she
you
didn't.
maybe-
I didn't say she didn't exist. What I said was, have you ever had a daughter, Lady May and stuff? And she goes, no, I've never had a daughter. For God's sake.
Do you have any relations by the name of Avril? Even distant cousins? Anyone you can think of?
No,
Family?
no, I've never heard of this Avril before. What do you want with? Why are they here? Calm down, Lady May and stuff. They may actually know something. And to be fair, it's interesting that they're here now And even having Sir Janus de Grande here is interesting now, because I've got questions.
I know who you are.
Of course he knows who I am. I'm the greatest bard in the world. I'm surprised you haven't heard of me.
I haven't heard of a lot of people.
Was that Rachel talking there, or was that?
Yes.
You make an excellent point.
Just a bit of me in my character.
Yeah, so as you're talking, he goes, well, so while you're here, tell me your theory then. You think it was changelings that came in and stole Lady Mailenstoff's stuff?
We believe, or
Potentially.
some of us believe, that they were hiding out here because it's a lovely home. They were pretending to be Mailenstoff's while the family was away. And then before anyone could come back, pick everything up and clear off. Now, we are looking specifically for these changelings. You're looking for who took everything from this place. If those two things happen to intersect, we could be useful to one another.
It's also a possibility that one of them called herself Avril and was pretending to love my friend and not actually care. So, you know, we have a bit more incentive to look, because I'm not happy.
You are familiar with Ronan, correct?
Ronan's a good man.
Yes, I actually am with Ronan. In fact, he was reported missing not that long ago, but has now been reported as found. We're wondering why exactly he disappeared, and I'm actually wondering maybe he was involved with this investigation entirely.
Oh, Ronan was captured by the
Brent.
no, Ronan went to save his Avril, because apparently she was taken into the Iron Ocean, so he went below to find her. That's how we met him.
That is very, very funny.
So I guess he
And
was
was that
missing in a sense.
So, here's the thing. We actually know who has actually done this robbery. We came across some evidence that have pointed it directly into an organization that is quite well known in underground circuits. And unfortunately,
You don't say.
that is where the trail ends, because as soon as they're involved, trying to find anything or get anything back is a problem.
What organisation is this, please?
Well, I was going to ask you the same thing, because this is what we found, and he pulls out what seems to be a little brooch with a kind of almost like a 3D object of metal. It looks suspiciously like a cauldron.
Please remember this.
Oh, that's
I remember some of the details, but
The captain's brooch.
Is it the captain's brooch?
He had it as part of our organisation he was part of.
Okay, how many sugars?
Did we know what the organisation was called?
We didn't, because I failed my insight check
Yeah.
and history check.
He's every time these come up, you fail everything on the information. It's hilarious.
I've seen that symbol before.
However, Sir Janus de Grande, give me a history check.
certainly.
History.
All my life has been a history.
Check.
11.
With advantage.
Did you really need us to have this?
At this
Super
stage,
advantage, you see?
triple advantage.
What's this?
Ta-da!
Ralph
God.
sending guidance from the ship.
Can I roll? Can
Yous
I
are
roll?
not. Yous are just not getting this, are you?
Can I
So,
roll?
no,
Name-
it's fine.
name? Right.
To be fair, you know who this is, Sir Janus de Grande. Now, the thing about the cauldron is, the fact is, the badge is pretty much out there. It's flamboyant. When people see it, they should recognise who they are and what the name of the name of the organisation is, because the organisation's name is the cauldron.
Honestly, Sir Janice would never have got that.
Yeah. You know them as the cauldron. In fact,
like, could it be something to do with witches?
in fact, you have had dealings in the past with some of the cauldron. In fact, when it comes to the realization, you start to feel a little bit sicky in your stomach, because now you know why Colin Umbridge is looking at you and recognizes you with such disdain.
So Janice, did you do something?
You wouldn't know this. This is all split second. So when he pulls out the cauldron,
sorry.
so it's a case of, which is why I need to ask you something, Sir Janice de Grande. I have to ask, when was the last time you seen Lady Harland?
That's been some time since I've seen Lady Harland.
Give us
Colin.
give us a guesstimate.
Who's Lady Harden?
It's this lady that you can try to impress.
Yes, I remember.
Before I was with my friends here, I was taken on a boat. And when I was on that boat, I was put in a cage. And I have no idea how long I was in that cage. It may have been weeks. It may have been months. I'm afraid that if you want me to give you an honest answer, I can't. Because I don't know how long it's been. All I know is that the last time I saw them, I told them that I would come back when I'm the best.
The best at what exactly? Because I couldn't imagine, singing songs in dive bars is actually good money.
What do you want to know?
I want to know why you're here.
I'm
He's
here
here 'cause he's
because a ship
helping me.
brought me here.
He's helping his friend. What's wrong with that exactly?
He's affiliated with
Colin,
He stops. So just as soon as you say that, he stops what he was about to say. So,
Colin, I am here to help my friends. That is what I'm here to do. Anything from before that is not connected to this as far as I am concerned. So unless you have something specific you want to say to me, I suggest you lay off my history and help us with the present.
atoning for past
history's
misdemeanors.
just so old.
Atoning for past misdemeanors, are you?
At that point,
Nonetheless.
Sir Downs is just going to take a deep breath.
Yeah. Nonetheless. So, we have an interesting conundrum, Nyla.
Do you think this group will have changelings in it? Because from what I gather, the changeling in that way
Yes, very
is
good.
quite far gone.
You come in here with changelings and I give you hard evidence that it was the cauldron that was involved. So I would suggested you maybe bugger off now. You've obviously not got any information or pertinence to any of this investigation. Although it's interesting that you come
But
up
what
with...
about Avril? Is she real?
You tell me. Your guess is as good as ours.
So
Off you
you've never
pop.
seen her before?
No, off you pop. If you've got nothing else to follow up with the investigation other than coming in with a known criminal, then I suggest you leave.
Criminal? What?
Goodbye.
At that point, I'm just going to stand up and I'm just going to look directly at Colin. You're making a grave mistake, and I hope for your career's sake and for your client's sake that you see the error of your ways soon. Have a good day.
The only
And
mistake
I'm just going to walk straight out.
The only mistake I've done is let you leave.
La 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 la.
Considering the evidence points directly to, well, what can I say? Goodbye, Nyla.
Thank you for your help. I think think it's possible my friend's being duped.
It's probably the case. He's been duped. And I have a fair idea I know how, if that's the case. But either way,
You tell me.
goodbye, Nyla. And he's the goblin comes back with the whiskey. And he takes your hand and starts to dry it. Will lead you towards the door.
See you later, Colin. Thanks for your help.
No problem. So as you're led back
Also,
out,
my friend's not a criminal. He's actually a very nice person.
so as you're led out the door, from there, it's a case of you're led out and goes, I'm sorry for your visit. Can stay a little bit longer, but next time we'll get you something nice. Okay, bye bye. And just shuts the door.
Is Sojourner's still is he waiting, or is he
Is-
walked off?
He's standing a little bit further down at the just at the gate to the entrance. He's not left just due to the danger around.
Yeah, I'm gonna go straight down to see him.
Well, that guy
the
was
whole
useless.
criminal thing. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it. Guy doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. We should make our way back to the boat.
Okay.
So, with that, as you make your way back, Leon, what are you doing at this point? What's Gaz doing?
I'm gonna be looking around the docks to see if there is anyone leaving, preparing to leave, and I'm gonna be looking for any fancy furniture that seems to have made its way onto
Right.
some ships.
Make me a perception
And for
check.
any suspicious-looking dwarves following you.
Yeah, make me a perception check, and if Melgrim could make me a stealth check, because it's been long enough to need to in a changing environment, so to speak.
This will still be at disadvantage.
Yes, because you are still exhausted.
That's a natural 20, so that's unfortunate.
That's okay.
13.
13. That's
Oof,
great.
that was some
That's,
bad
that's,
stuff.
that's still really good. So, yeah, depending on how you if you wanna hide it, Gaz, because you have got high enough perception enough to do this. You've got double his stealth check. You can tell Melgrim's following you. Whether or not you want to act upon this is another matter.
I'll act upon this kind of thing. I'll kind of look at I won't act on it kind of right away kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'll go into like a crowd, so like it loses me for a second, and then I'll try and get like behind them.
Yeah, that's make me a stealth check. Again with disadvantage, unfortunately. In fact, you know what? I'll give you a straight roll for this because it was quite a bad roll on Scott's half.
So the straight roll I got was a 10, so it's
10.
not great.
That's fine. See what your. In fact, roll a perception check, Scott, because you'll be actively looking for him at this point. I won't go off your passive. Yeah, you see what's happening here. You know what's happening. He sees it. He moves into the crowd, and then you can see him move quick all of a sudden as soon as he enters the crowd.
So, how long have you known I've been following you?
Not long, I guess.
Why, man? You're immediately lying. Seen you this morning.
Why? How long have you been watching me?
Why wouldn't I be watching you?
I've been trying to pitch in as much, and I'll move up to Melgrim while I'm saying I've been trying to pitch in as much as anyone around here.
Yeah, you've been pitching in quite a lot. You disappeared for a while, had this mysterious poison that you managed to know the antidote to, and then you've been acting very different ever since.
I'm surprised with what I know as well. Guess I was just lucky.
Or maybe.
Or what?
You seem
Go
to
on,
be
say it.
very insistent on splitting us all apart, making me think it's Nyla that's the changeling.
I love this. love these
I don't know why
changelings.
you're being angry with me, Melgrim. The other ones are acting weird and standing up for changelings all of a sudden. Why aren't you on my side for once?
It's a fair point, but it's you that's acting different.
I thought you wanted me to act different.
You've been quick to anger. You were never quick to anger before.
So,
As soon as you look to the side like that, guys, you look over and you see you don't see many ships down the quayside, but you catch something out of your eye. It's a very, very fancy hand-carved wooden seat. Just a simple backed chair with what appears to be red leather down the middle, studded.
To mimic.
we'll finish this later. Stop! Hey, wait there.
So,
And
yeah, as you go over, it is a little stall. It seems to be some sort of bric-a-brac knicker-knack stall where it's just odds and ends in here, but the particular chairing is up for 25 gold pieces with a sign crudely written on it.
Do you follow me, Melgrim, or do you? What do you?
Follow him.
Yeah. So as you walk up, you see it's a dwarven woman, black hair, big bulbous nose, an eye missing. There's no eye patch. It's just missing.
Thanks in the
Over your bald head.
Yeah.
I've got that. Why have I got the feeling that it's going to be that Chief Wiggum trying to talk to pervert? Oh, that didn't go well. Just,
I'm just walking in, it's like, beautiful piece of furniture you've got there. Did you make it yourself?
no. This is her actual voice. No.
Oh my god, even sexier.
Yeah.
Where did you get it?
There was a couple of blokes and some lass brought it over here and sold us to it for a good wee pretty penny, and I thought, hey, I'll maybe put it on. Do you interested, like?
I'm interested in who sold it to you.
Oh, well, listen, this I don't usually give up my suppliers, whether they be regulars or no, but listen, 25 gold in the seat's yours.
I'll look to Melgrim.
Right, I'll tell you
see how we
what,
should-
20 gold, my final offer. I've not been able to shift it for a good 5-6 months, so how
I know we want to find out where this came from, but that's actually a pretty good deal on this.
I mean, this would look great in the den.
Yeah, right in the captain, right next to the wheel where you're sailing the ship.
Forget the chair. We'll get you that if you give me a description of the woman that you're on about.
What, 20 gold for a description?
Yeah, it's very important that we find out who this is.
Right, well, first off, cough up or shut up.
I can pitch.
Pretty sure that's like the last of my gold.
I can pitch in 5 gold.
Although, you're gonna have to buy me the drinks later.
Has Melgrim written his like where the ship is docked on the bit of gold? Yeah.
No, yeah. Make me a persuasion check.
Ignore the turtle.
Yeah. make me a persuasion check.
I'm waiting on that one.
Oh man.
I'm secretly home for that one, to be honest.
Well, it wasn't in that one.
She goes, right. Bigger and uglier than you have tried, so I'll tell you what. You make it 15 gold and tell him to stop talking as he points to Melgrim.
Done.
Hands her hand out for the 15 gold.
That's a bargain for me as well.
Yeah,
That's...
cool. 15 gold. Boom. Mark 15 gold off. She goes, right. There were 3 humans. No, 2 humans. And I can't remember. Fuck, I can't remember the name of the race of the other guy. I think it was a half orc.
Is it you or is it the dwarf?
No, no. I'm trying to remember the name. Oh fuck, there were definitely 2 humans. Hi. Two humans. One of them was about male, maybe around about 30, 40-year-old. He looked a wee bit older though. He had his blonde moustache, blonde hair. He was quite well spoken. Wee lassie I had with him. Red hair, green eyes. Talked with a nice kind of soft spoken brogue, if you know what I mean. It was a very nice
Was
lass.
her name Avril by chance?
Fuck, I ask for names. You ever ask your suppliers for names? How
Where did you meet them, if you don't mind me asking?
I met them at the stall here. They said they had some interesting stuff and I took the stuff. It was great. It was about 15 gold for all the stuff they gave us.
Surely they must have given you some contact to say if you wanted to buy more, you should like contact them here. Did they give you any words of where they be?
Well, you're just a big ball of innocence, aren't you? You honestly think I'm going to ask questions about the goods that are coming through here? I don't think many people do that, Sunshine.
Not where it came from, but surely if you want to like contact these people again, surely you know how to.
Sweetheart, if they were going to tell me, if they were wanting to find or give me anything else, they'll know where to find us. People like that always do.
And people like you know to find people like them. Don't mess about with us, come on.
Make me a persuasion check. Remember, you've got it at disadvantage, unfortunately. That's a really good roll, so you want to try and get near that as possible.
12.
That's alright. Shave.
Shame.
Aren't you
Shame.
aren't you just a wee cutie? Says, you know better than that then. If you know anything about the underworld and the underdark, you don't want to be saying shit like that. I don't ask questions, they don't ask questions. Simple transaction.
So point of clarification. When you say underworld, underdark, do you mean the actual underdark, or is that just like a term she's using, or do we not know? Okay. I'm not even in that kind of situation.
But I think I've just piqued his interest. Maybe I will stay in this campaign for longer.
Guys gets angry for a second there and like goes to say something, and then stops himself and then kind of pats Melgrim on the shoulder and then starts to walk away.
As Melgrim walks away with him, it's like, see, the Melgrim charm still works. She dropped that down to 15 gold. That's how it's done, guys.
Yeah.
Any of this staying up all night boxing with them.
Like to say from
well,
wait a minute.
I learn things from you, Melgrim, and that's one thing.
I'm referencing what Gaz did.
So, with that, I can't remember if you were there when you were pulling Ronan up for the imaginary girlfriend. The description matches the obvious description of Avril. He also mentions the father that was there at the time. It was a similar description.
Why go straight to Ronan at this point?
That's cool. What about yourself, Gaz?
I say to Melgrim, I'm gonna stay around, and she seems to know something about finding them, and I'm gonna go back and try and see if I can.
Don't worry about it. She's gonna come to the ship tonight. I'll get it out here. Just come with us. We're all too low to play this way, guys.
So.
Gaz doesn't know about rules, mate.
Out with of like the game kind of thing. Gaz isn't gonna do the conventional way of doing this now. He's gonna separate.
Gaz had no questions for the magician with his friend's father's body at all, but this woman with a couch, she specifically said it was 6 months ago she bought it, but she's meeting them tonight.
Isn't this the D&D way? Isn't this the random NPC? She knows something. The obvious plot hook. Nah, fuck that. Is none.
This obviously guilty butler goblin just keeps getting away with it.
I didn't know who he was though.
I actually just thought it was a callback. To be fair, I didn't realise it. Maybe it could, now you mention it, it could be something. But I just thought it was a callback.
No,
Yeah.
no, it was something that we could have dealt
I like
with.
even
still
more if
there,
it
but we
is.
got stuck on the boat.
So
At
eventually,
this point, we can't have... Ralph is going the entire ship because nobody came to get him the whole day.
spit shine.
We came
I'll-
back.
So
I'll go with Melgrim.
okay, so by this point it's just shy of midday. You all get back to the ship. Ronan, you're the first to arrive with your wheelbarrow with the kind of silks and the sheets and the 10-foot rope you find. There's not a lot there for repair. It's probably going to help with the repair to the sails, though, which is probably what you're wanting.
Yeah, that's why I was planning to go try and get some of the sail repaired.
Yep, I thought.
Oh,
I seen Lee drop off there because he was frozen as.
Ailey,
Hey,
Hey,
Hold on.
there he's back. Yeah, it was a funny frozen moment when you watch it back.
graphics.
Yeah, see when you watch it back, you'll get to see it, and if you speed it up as well, it's pretty funny. So,
I thought.
not that
you
we
could
do that for
play
views.
Sparrow.
Not that we don't do that for
Yeah.
views. So,
I thought that was like like the silks and the sheets was a really nice wheelbarrow that you'd made. But okay,
Yeah.
you mean just like you brought things back? Okay.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
I've
Where do we land?
following that, Nyla and Sir Janice de Grande come back next, and then is soon followed after by Melgrim and Gaz. So the sales the estimations you wrote up there, you reckoned around about 350 gold for the sail to repair. You can take 100 gold off of that now with the sheets that were brought back.
okay.
When I come in, I'm like, Ronan, I need you to sit down.
Why?
I'm just telling you to
Yeah,
sit down.
why
It's quite
why
important.
why does he need to sit down?
And why do I need to sit down? I'm sitting down.
Yeah, I'm interested in this as well because he's either going to give you information that he doesn't know, or
I was gonna say, you don't know about her. It's me and Thingy know.
So
Well,
I'm talking about the investigation.
description
me and
they
you.
got.
I'm talking about a whole different thing then.
Yeah.
Oh god,
He's
there's
doing
a lot
our-
of things.
We're
He's
doing
got
our
the
own
way
thing.
he's just learned.
yeah,
Let's find out what Scott's going to say by letting Scott say the thing he's going to say.
yes,
It
No, Ollie,
turns
Never.
out
tell me.
you may not be crazy. You just might be stupid instead.
fair enough.
I'm going to. I'm
I was
going
gonna
to.
put
I'm going to
Scott.
get my my blade out. I'm going to shine it, not towards him. I'm going to sort of put a reflection on the Bar's face. I'm like, there you go. That's a stupid person there.
Yeah.
Point his face.
Although I don't disagree with you on that one.
Like,
Your
never crazy in
lady
the first
beloved,
place.
the woman that you jump into the Iron Oak Ocean to search, almost getting us all killed several times, might be alive. And she might be a thief that stole from the mailing stuffs.
Hmm.
Because the description we got from someone selling a very nice chair that she had no way of having other than it being stolen was, give the description, red hair,
Yeah,
blue eyes,
green.
green eyes, with a older gentleman, blonde hair and a mustache. There was
God.
two other race people. It was four, she said in total.
It was
wasn't
three.
it?
Three. The other one was
But there was one
the other
more.
one was a half orc. That's what I was
And a
trying to say.
half orc.
Yeah, that was
would I know a half-orc
half orc was the butler.
butler?
I've
We
just
were
I've
told
looked up the
by
notes there when I
the
was saying.
Inspector that the thieves were part of a group called the Cauldrons.
Okay.
As soon as the name is mentioned, everybody has a recognition of that call of the Cauldron. The Cauldron are a well-known underground group of thieves, assassins, murderers. The Cauldron has many fingers and many pies and many islands. It is a well-known cast. As soon as it's mentioned, fuck, of course, and then the recognition comes back on your face. The ship, indeed, where you had the captain and Artan.
How did I not recognise it before?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait. So you're saying Avril is on this island now?
I'm not saying she's on the island now. She was, and she sold a bunch of stuff to this woman.
And she's not.
If it's
Possible
her,
she's still
I
here.
just find it very strange and a large coincidence that expensive stuff that looked like it belonged to the mailing stuffs was sold by a woman and two men that you described that don't seem to exist.
Yeah, we were told that Avril wasn't real.
Right.
So, she doesn't love you, she was using you probably to pin the crime on you, and then you jump
Malcolm.
into the Iron Ocean.
That's not
Wasted
true.
probably, what was it, months or a year? I don't even
No.
know how long you were down there.
No,
Malcolm.
Ronan,
Malcolm.
I
it
You
still could have loved you.
Going to.
Take one level in Barbarian. Ah!
Like, everybody's got to have one level in Barbarian
By the end of this campaign.
I'm actually going to push
Just us as people.
towards the wall of boats. Say, where did you see this last you were talking to that told you this information?
Hey, she told me not to say anything. She's going to be here later on tonight. Don't worry, I'm
You invited her.
So she's not coming then.
Yeah.
She was the most beautiful dwarf I've ever seen, with a voice like a siren.
She's definitely not coming. Okay.
Well, that begs the I've got two questions. You said she's going to come, and how are you going to make her come?
Sorry, Ronan. It's. I know you're
Sticks out his 9-inch tongue at this point.
Yeah, it just folds out. Yeah.
He gives a description that details everyone's face.
He then
Ralph
proceeds to.
has no understanding of this kind of
Yeah.
this very humanoid
You
warm
get no
blooded
horror from it.
Yeah, he then proceeds to explain in detail. No.
I'm well
For
down
3
hours.
With diagrams and
That does not
notes.
sound like anything. Oh, I hope you find true happiness with your new woman.
So, with the information that has been gleaned, like I say, that, and you also have other information, I believe, because you mentioned the cauldron. So as soon as the cauldron is mentioned, the instant recognition hits up. Anything else anyone else has to say or explain with the information they have.
I don't think
This
so.
sounds
Met a
to me more
goblin.
like an.
What do you mean you met a
So
goblin?
we did that lovely guy. We never
No,
did get
there
that
was a
whiskey.
goblin.
Ralph hates goblins, don't let
He
him
was the
know.
butler.
Just
Right,
about
yeah,
that.
I
I'm
can
gonna
hear
do
you,
sort
but-
of like an impression of him, not me.
Make
Nyla's gonna
a
do
performance
some sort
check.
of
Unless you want to do it, the voice right now, do an impression, do the performance check.
Don't do like that. That was horrifying.
Yeah, oh wow.
I don't think I
Thank you.
can do it.
That was nice.
Performance.
Do it.
15.
15.
I can't do
That's
it.
it's not bad. It's not bad. Well, give us your best. Give us your best.
Don't be-
Well, he kind of just grumbled, didn't he?
That sounds
no,
like
no,
something
no.
we know,
It was a-
right?
It was a bit
I
more
love
like
it.
this. It was a bit more like this. You want a whiskey? You can have a whiskey.
That's,
Yes, like that. Yes,
yeah,
yes,
it's
yes.
not too bad. You're a bard. You've got performance down, so it's a case of that Melgrim and Gaz. Sorry, Ralph and Gaz. That look. That sounds familiar to the goblin back in the Maelstorf Manor up on the Flotsam Island.
I will say
Yeah,
that
wasn't he cursing the master of that house?
we don't know that. You suspected that, but we never kind of got to the bottom of that. We kind of like went and done a whole other thing.
Yeah.
That's true.
Probably what was happening.
Ah, well,
I
he's
find it
here
very
right now.
suspicious that he showed up now.
Yeah, maybe you should talk to him.
Maybe he's part of the cauldron.
Why would he
Well,
be part of the
see?
cauldron?
Because
the cauldron.
the curse was a goblin curse specifically, that would mess with the mind of a person.
Was it?
I remember
I'm
nothing
pretty sure
of
you
this.
said it was like goblin
It
magic
says-
to me.
No, it was. It wasn't goblin magic. It was shamanic. It was
Ah.
shamanic magic, if anything.
Mhm.
I never said goblin magic because that's just
Very
racist.
confused with these days.
Aye.
We should really
On the
go and
note of-
speak to if not to reminisce about the past.
Yes, I
Okay.
would love to
One
reminisce
thing
with
that
them.
we should consider.
I've
That's
got
a
my
nice
that
ring
we
one
need to
that you should
consider
talk to him
here.
since they know what it's about.
Wow.
Something that we should consider is the fact that we have an organization who likes to get mixed in with this sort of stuff, who likes to take things whenever they want. And now we have a group of people, potentially 3, who can look like anyone. There's a big chance here that these changelings, if it's more than one, are working for the Cauldron. What I think we should do is if we find the Cauldron, they might know where we can find them.
Just so I'm
Nah,
completely
allow
clear,
what
what is our end game with the changeling we find? They tried to kill us, but I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people have tried to kill us since
Yeah.
the start of adventure. So, particularly, are we doing this for altruistic reasons? Does someone pay us? Just what is our end
They-
goal?
The
with this?
mailing stuff so pays a lot of money to do this.
Well, will they believe us? Because from what you've
The
explained,
mailing stuffs don't even believe the
Yeah,
changelings are here.
everyone
I
you
think
speak
more
to
what we
today-
need to consider.
They stab one, then they'll see the changeling.
once
We
it's
have
dead.
to-
Should
The
have to
bigger
figure out
point
who the
of showing
changeling
them
is
changelings
first.
exist.
The bigger
find
point
out
is
who-
that these changelings are beginning to go a bit more ravenous. They're killing more. These people are in danger. The
Yeah, we have to
Cauldron
start
don't
taking this
care
more
about
seriously.
Well, just
the
throwing
Cauldron
this
don't
one
care
out.
about the people. They just want to profit.
I've
But-
had like 36 different people try to kill me in the last month.
3
These
months.
ones try to kill me at once.
Yeah.
Right. Nyla,
So, what for?
You're-
Who? What?
Nyla, your family's hunted these for God knows how many generations.
Generations.
Countries. Yeah.
You, you're the expert on this. So
Ralph looks round.
was there any changelings that managed to deceive people into being like their friend, but knowing that they were a changeling, like trick them into caring about them and making them trust them?
Well, of course, they have to fit in, disguise themselves.
Fair enough. Let's roll with it.
So they may have revealed themselves to this, the Cauldron.
I wouldn't have thought they'd expose themselves to an entire organisation, no, because they would only they wouldn't want many people knowing who they were at all.
Yeah.
Maybe these
Maybe
people.
not an
So they're
organization.
probably not working for the Cauldron. Maybe these changelings are acting separately. It doesn't mean everything's tied in together. The changeling may be something else. This Cauldron
anything,
thing could be just its own thing.
They might
But if
not
that's
all
the
be
case-
changelings, right?
They might
we
not
have
all be
jumped-
changelings, but if that's the case, then that means that we have a group of people who seem to be stealing from rich people, and in the same island, we've got a group of individuals who really specialize in stealing. That's competition right there. They're either working with them, so they might know something, or they might be an enemy to them. They might be competition. They might be able to help us then if that's the case.
Or they may want to pay us to deal with the other one.
So we have to go and find a group we have had no contact with at all, and then ask them if they want us to take care of a group we cannot find, for the purpose of
Do
perhaps
you want to
profit.
fix the egg problem or not? We need to fix the boat to get off the island.
Well, currently we need 200 gold worth of repairs. I can do healing magics, and the bard there can perform. We can probably make that money within the next few days just by offering the services that we can provide. I mean, I can literally fix people's swords and weapons
And
with
in that
magic.
time,
Or we can go and
in
fight
that
things
time,
that
how
almost
many
killed
people
me
will
and get.
die?
Well, not the point of the obvious, suggest. People die all the time.
I could charge
Why are
people
these
to talk to
specific
the...
deaths bothering you so much?
Plus, wasn't this egg issue a big thing for you?
Why not-
Like, how
That's
long is
kind
it
of the
before
point I'm
eagle-
making. You want me to risk my lives for these people who I don't know because of what? There's no promise of reward here at all. There's something
you
you're
know-
assuming.
If we get in good with the
you're
cauldron might know a way for us to get in. They
Have
might
you
know where
met
the
a
exits are.
single person from a cauldron? Have they contacted? If you can tell me a name, he's dead.
Captain was.
He's the dead person. Who I could maybe contact him, send it, but the dead man. We've met one guy who's dead. Okay, so living. Who can help
So you're
us?
telling me, Ralph, that you have no problem with the fact that there are people on this island who might die simply because you choose to do nothing. There's people out here that could be alive simply because you make a choice.
All right, tell me what your
There's
next
people who
move
could
is. Then.
die
Please tell me
because you
how
make
you're
a
gonna
choice.
find. Please enlighten me.
I
I'm
never said
gonna
I
do
know
a
how.
night
Oh, so you have no plan, no reward, no way of doing this. But I have to assist you, even though I'm on the verge of death. I almost died less than 24 hours ago. You want me to go traipsing after them, even though we have no way of finding them.
Ronan.
And then,
I never said you had to go traipsing. I said we could discuss it. We could actually come up with a plan
I
together.
have asked
Because
you
I thought
several
that you were
times
clever
what your
sharing
plan
that.
is, and so far you've
And I
berated
said
me.
I don't have a.
All right, so okay, well please, everyone, gather round. How are we gonna find the things we cannot find?
Ronan.
Night watch.
What?
Now watch.
Was there
I actually
any?
do have a plan.
Was there any secret places you went with your woman when you didn't want to be found?
Oh yes, good shout.
Yes.
That's a good one.
We're now gonna go his secret fuck palace. I'm sure that you secret fuck
The
palace.
secret pub pass where they think he's gone and they need a hiding spot outside the mansion.
They have
And
seen
probably
the
know
best
place
so
to
many
go.
places. We've not seen
That's
them
a
walking
good
around
idea.
town. We've been
Would I
partying
know?
here.
What place would I know of somewhere that could possibly
Guys,
fit?
we wouldn't see them because they would have they've taken new forms already.
Probably.
So
That's
they,
assuming
you
that-
wouldn't,
that's
we
assuming that
wouldn't,
Yeah. Ronan, probably.
you wouldn't
I-
see that.
Yeah.
That would be probably something I would leave to you because that is something I haven't
Shed
thought of.
behind the house.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
could.
There was a hut in the woods.
I wouldn't imagine it had been a
Behind the
major
bins.
detail, but you would have. You would have had.
It's real romantic.
There's probably some places you would have went.
Yeah.
Anywhere that
Behind
they
the
would be able
corner
to
of
carry
an alleyway.
overnight, preferably.
Oh yeah,
There's a-
definitely.
Near a
There'd have
food
been a.
source and water source because they've not been around town. We've not seen them, and I refuse to believe there's 3 changelings walking around right now. We only, I mean, it was rare to find 1, never mind 2 on the island. Like I say, it's finding 4. That's gonna
yeah.
be insane.
So, Ronan, yeah, there was probably a couple of places again camping, and any food and water you needed, you would have took with you.
Yeah. There was a couple places. Was a big place we used to go just outside farmlands, quite near the edge.
You have to realise though, she's not gonna look like Avril because she's changed form since they all have.
I would like to throw out
Well,
there that at a very
okay.
nature, just so I could get this one out. If there is perhaps a farmstead or some kind of small homestead 10 hours from here, they could have went there, killed those motherfuckers,
Yep.
and then taken the farm. And we would not, they don't need to go somewhere secret. They can be hiding in a house down the road and wait a week for us to leave. That is a point I keep making. Now, I do have a plan we could perhaps use, but I'm not sure it's going to work. I need to test
Well,
it on
then at least
someone.
we'd be trying.
Yeah.
Well, seeing as I'm the only one that perhaps is a viable plan, I'll perhaps try that. So, Janice the Grande, the greatest bard in the world, could you please go into the cabin just over there?
Certainly, and I'll do
Okay.
so.
You okay? You go into
Okay.
the cabin.
I'm going to cast standing and go. And see if it makes a noise.
So yeah, so a moment you're sitting there, yeah, all of a sudden you hear, "Ah!" and just
In
oh
your head.
gee, and yeah, you drop to the floor. It is in your head. Roll me a d4. Roll me a
D4.
Yeah.
Damage.
I came up with this, guys, about an hour and a half ago and thought I have to wait till they come back before I tell
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
I cannot wait to see what happens here.
Okay,
I got
you
a 2.
take 1 point of psychic damage just from the sheer fright and the scream that is reverberating around your head. It is it's not much, but oh my god, what'd you do?
So
And how long do you do it for?
I do it for the full 20 until it runs out. It's just Ralph. Just
Technically,
shriek that you just cannot believe
the
comes out of
shriek-
his weird lipless mouth.
the shriek technically is only it counts as one word.
So that can be. Oh my god.
Just for, I
Yeah.
do it for about 10 seconds. I go, check, 1, 2. Did you hear that? So Janice.
Yeah.
did a great job.
So after a good 10 seconds, it's check, and you can reply to the
All that you
message.
hear is as soon as it starts, you just hear like the thumping around inside.
Yeah.
Right, totally.
Yes, and then you hear.
As soon as you get to the check 1, 2, you just hear the sound of a head hitting a wall, just trying to make it stop.
I think that might have worked. So if we can get into an area where we think they might perhaps be, I can do that, and then they'll be like, "Oh no!" They do a visible cam. That's my way of
That's it.
finding them.
That's a very good idea, actually.
That's actually
And then,
a really good idea.
I love
What a
that.
use
It's brilliant.
for the sending spell. That is really, really clever.
as he says this, I'm
These
going to
are
step out
really
and just go.
official.
Here's a suggestion now.
Plan
If you're
I'll dump a lot.
that's
Heal one.
Scottish,
Yeah.
and she's, would you say it's my Avril, a good description of her, then you could perhaps say
She
that.
won't,
I'm going to
the changeling's not going to look like her anymore because they've moved on already.
But I've spoke to the changeling. The changeling that attacked me spoke to me directly, which means I know I have a personal connection with them. I may not be able to get Avril, but I can get the one that spoke to me. If we can get in an area where they might be. That's now what you said about finding people that have been fed upon. Maybe. If we go out at night, and perhaps we see some groups of people. I can do
These-
that. The problem is, I reckon this will work once, because after that, they'll probably be expecting it.
How long can you keep the spell up for?
25 words. But,
No, like, is there a duration for it?
It's 25
I mean,
words.
you have
You
to
can, as long as you
constantly-
25
have
words,
25 words. Yeah.
I would imagine that if I took too long to say the 25 words, there'd perhaps be some cutoff, but it
No.
would stop me doing anything.
How long
What
can
I'm
he
trying to-
breathe for?
What I'm
Oh,
trying
you
to
mean
say
how long
is
can I
that
scream for until my lungs run out of
We'll
it?
say
I know, but how long do you need dogs?
we'll say for brevities, for the duration of the message would be a minute. Because 25
that's what
words,
I'm
you're
trying
going,
to say.
you're good. I'm assuming you have the message there, and it's a case of right. This is what you want to say in 25 words. So a minute would be the duration.
To answer your question, I can hold my breath for an hour, but I'm assuming that I'm not screaming during that hour.
Yeah.
So I don't think that would count.
Yeah. Like I say, so it would be the duration would be a minute. You could probably push it on a successful Constitution saving throw. So yeah.
Ralph
And
was
that's
blue.
only that is only for you because you can
Yes.
you can breathe underwater and you've got things that can help you make your breath last. So
Yeah. So that would be my plan. If we can get somewhere where they might be, but that's the problem is that we don't know how to find them. As for the
You don't
criminal
know what they're
element,
going to look like either.
that's exactly. They could already have left. I
Well,
had go
We
ahead.
have 3 suspects. Maybe Melagram's lover can help us.
No, I don't know that. No, did you give us all the information? Because she did say 5 months ago. That's why I'm asking that. Lee knows
The
that. but I don't
problem
know
is
if
the
Ralph knows that.
changelings have already changed since
Yeah.
then, so we don't have any suspects because they won't going to look like that anymore.
We're
But
also
isn't
What I've been
we're
trying to
also
tell you
assuming-
guys.
no, but I did
If you
hear that.
listen.
But remember, there's only there might only be one changeling. Richard has said that they're extremely rare.
yeah.
So I would really doubt that all 3 of them are changelings. Maybe one of them is, but I doubt all 3 of them are changelings.
They
Yeah.
did say,
Well,
but this could have been a mislead. When they originally attacked Ralph, they did say, like, leave my brothers or my brethren or words to that
Yeah,
effect.
they
Although
did.
Yeah.
They did imply there was more than one. It could have been a
I
mislead.
think there's,
but
I
it
think
was
there's
implied.
maybe 2.
So
Yeah.
with
So
that,
2010,
yes,
there we go.
with
Chill
that,
element.
we will leave it till the next episode next week. There's some very interesting theories and conversations there. There's some interesting plans, some new lore drops in that, and some interesting leads for sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching the show. Anyone want to promote anything before we go?
I do a D&D game on Sunday and I do
Yes.
The Expanse on Monday.
Yeah,
Later on, we'll be doing other stuff.
The Expanse. If you want to know about the difference between red and blue kibble, I suggest you watch. So, see, I did watch. I was lurking.
You did.
So, with that,
Thank you.
yeah, that's no
It's
problem.
Expanse.
I love The
Yeah,
Expanse.
Background on mute while we've been
Yeah.
working.
I love The Expanse. It's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal show, and I was always interested in this. It's just unfortunate I can't do Mondays. Anyone else got anything they want to promote tomorrow? Scott, you doing Demon Dog?
Demon Dog tomorrow night.
Demon Dog tomorrow night. Please join in for that crazy bullshit
Skin
because it's
telephone.
phenomenally good.
Tell me nothing to
They fought a
you.
ship monster. Well, I think they fought a
was
ship
also-
monster.
It was a giant blob
Yeah,
monster. that-
right
was
at the
a-
end
yeah,
there.
yeah.
The end of the episode I walked in and it was yeah, they
It
were
was
fighting some
busy.
sort of monster for sure.
We're going to
Um,
the land of Queef.
The Queef.
That
I love it.
was-
That's the
that
kind of
was
show
basically the crazy bullshit, and I'm like, oh.
for sure.
That was
So,
funny.
Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining us for this for the D&D, especially because you are all wanting to get through this as well. More so Lee, although I might have got to pull him in again with the Underdark reference.
Well, I wouldn't know what that's about because that's interesting to me because that's an interesting thing to be released. The tree line of Felorian. That's because he said that and I'm like someone's going to ask a question. Then no one asked the question. Like, oh, but Lee wants to know more about that.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
Should've said it
So,
past it.
have we kept Lee around longer for the campaign? Who knows?
and watch this
Not
tree
me.
as it's-
What's in the puzzle box?
Yeah, what's in the box?
puzzle
What's in the box, Lee?
Ralph has flung that into the ocean ages ago.
What you guys
Probably
don't
for
know,
fair.
every single night, Nyla's been
Gaz
going like this.
She was even in the puzzle box. She was even in the team when we had the
Oh
puzzle
no,
box.
That's true.
Gaz has been doing that though because Gaz, I think the last time we referenced it, Gaz was saying every night
So,
he was working on that.
With everybody,
We're
with
still
everybody
going,
talking
yeah.
about stuff that was never on stream, we will see you later, guys. Thank you very much. We'll catch you next week for the World of Felorium.
Everyone.
Bye.
Bye.